Ikannya ke dunia nasional atau internasional. Buat teman-teman yang mau mulai bisnis, jangan ragu untuk menetapkan atau melangkah, tapi tetap harus fokus dengan apa yang sudah dipilih. Fokus, tekun, dan berinovasi, kemudian membuka networking dengan baik dan sering-sering berkolaborasi. Jangan berhenti. Kalau bisnis itu terus berjalan, terus melangkah, dan jangan pernah takut untuk gagal, karena dari gagal biasanya kita akan lebih berhasil. Bagi teman-teman semua, dalam situasi seperti ini kita hendaknya lebih banyak ikhlas dan tetap selalu berbagi bagi sesama, jangan pernah putus asa.
Hi, hello, welcome to our viewers in Indonesia and across the world. Thank you for joining us on the 3-hour news show on See Today, where, as usual, for the next 3 hours, we'll bring you the latest from Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and of course, around the world. And I'm your host for today. My name is Muhammad Ahir, and I'm not alone because I have Safira and Satya Pramesi.
Hello.
Everyone.
Hello.
Good
Oh my
evening.
God.
Yes, that was evening, yeah, afternoon and evening.
Exactly.
Between this
Yeah,
time,
in between.
Yes, and how have you been, Safira?
Well, I've been in the morning for sure.
Yes.
But today is very special, and I can believe that we are going to enter the last week of January
Yes.
2024.
It's been more than
weeks
3 years, yeah?
already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, since
Sorry,
we
I have
were
a little
doing
reunion with
since we were
Safira.
Oh, no, it's
broadcasting
Yes,
together.
yes.
Yeah, almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years?
Yes.
Almost.
Wow.
Since our last broadcasting together.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
That's amazing. Actually, the 3-hour news show is celebrating 3 years as well this year, isn't it? In March.
Really?
On the first
Happy
March.
3rd anniversary.
Not yet, not yet.
Not yet,
Let's wait
okay.
until March the 1st, guys.
Happy early anniversary then. All right. So for the next 3 hours, my name is Shafira, and I would like to welcome everyone to the 3-hour news show. Make sure you follow us on X, Instagram, and YouTube at See Today News for the latest updates. And with us today, we have Messi as well for the latest from the business world.
Thank you very much, Afira. I am Satya Pramesi, and together we're going to take a look at market and business updates from the country, the region, and elsewhere around the world. And we're going to have a special interview as well that talks about the hiring trends in Indonesia for 2024. But before all of that, let's take a look at what made the top stories for today.
Video captured by an ITV news camera operator in Gaza showed a man shot and fatally wounded while walking along a road with a group carrying a white flag.
In business and from the United States, Apple's market value returns to $3 trillion for the third time, making it the first company to achieve this milestone.
Chances for Indonesia to advance to the knockout round of the AFC Asian Cup depend on results elsewhere after the Garuda squad lost 3-1 to Japan yesterday.
And join us later on our See the Story segment, where we will chat with a content creator from Brunei Darussalam about the country's cultural odyssey through the lens of youth. Well, a very interesting topic and segment when we will enter the See the Story segment. I mean, talking about Brunei Darussalam, it's quite rare for me to know the story or the picture from the youth.
Yes, of course, especially before the wedding of the Prince of Brunei Darussalam.
I know you're going to say about it. I mean, one of the, what we call it, the moment that people maybe want to know more about Brunei Darussalam since the moment, one of the latest moment of the wedding of Prince Abdulmatin and Anissa Rosnah, right?
Right. So it seems like he is opening the door to enter the country of Brunei Darussalam. Cannot wait for that.
You may ask about the house Prince Abdulmatin.
Prince.
Not another prince.
Oh,
You can start with our house, Prince Abdulmatin and Anissa Rosnah right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Through her lens.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Forward to that.
Meanwhile, let's jump into our first story for this segment, for the first hour of the 3-hour news show. Come from Gaza, a video captured by an ITV news camera operator in Gaza showed a man shot and fatally wounded while walking along a road with a group, one of whom was carrying a white flag.
ITV News reported the incident on Monday in Khan Yunis, an area that Israelis are seeking to capture, having previously declared it a safe zone.
The man who suffered fatal injuries had earlier told the ITV News journalist that his group was trying to rescue other family members from danger.
A burst of gunfire was then heard as the journalist moved away to continue filming after the interview. In the next shot, the man in black was seen on the ground before his companions attempted to drag him away.
The Israeli forces told the British broadcaster that they were not aware of the incident. Israel has escalated its operation in Khan Yunis in the last few days and declared the area surrounded by its troops.
Meanwhile, thousands of Palestinians continued to flee from the southern Gaza city of Khan Yunis on Wednesday as Israeli troops advanced in their city.
Most were heading for the Rafah border, or the Rafah, near the border with Egypt, with some driving vehicles loaded with baggage, while others simply walked with no possessions.
Hundreds of patients and thousands of displaced people were reportedly trapped as Israel continued its aggression near the main hospital in Gaza's second largest city on Wednesday.
Israel claimed to have ordered residents to leave a downtown area of Khan Yunis, including Nasser Hospital and 2 smaller medical facilities, as part of its 3-month-old offensive against Hamas.
The United Nations Humanitarian Office said that the affected area was home to 88,000 Palestinians, hosting an additional 425,000 displaced individuals from elsewhere.
Aid group Doctors Without Borders, however, noted that fleeing was not an option for many. It further said its staff was trapped inside Nasser Hospital with around 850 patients and thousands of displaced people due to the lack of a safe access to the roads.
The hospital, one of only 2 in southern Gaza capable of treating critically ill patients, had been isolated, according to Gaza's health ministry.
الناس هتطلع كليتها، الناس هتطلع وقالوا اليهود خشب في حي الأمل، واحنا مش قادرين نتحمل، والأولاد عشان خاطر الأولاد. طب احنا بدنا حل هالقيت. ايش الحل اللي بدنا نطلع احنا نضلنا قاعدين مضميين زي هيك في الشوارع؟
محصرين هناك من اليهود، محصرينهم وقذائف ودبابات شردوا من مكان لمكان. بعرفش الحين وين هم بالضبط، وين مش عارفين. ندور، ما فيش اتصالات، في الشبكه، في الشيء. نطمن عليهم نعرف عنهم ايش فيش. ما بيجي من هنا ناس نسأل بيقولوا بنعرفش ايش. محدش بيعرف عن الثاني حاجة.
Elsewhere, at least 5 were killed when an Israeli strike hit a mosque in Rafah, South Gaza, on Wednesday.
The dead and the injured were taken to the nearby Abu Yusuf al-Najjar hospital to be counted.
Here's an AP footage shows the extent of destruction as buildings were partially demolished or completely flattened. Another footage shows the chaotic aftermath in a hospital where people rushed to carry the dead and wounded. One such individual who was caught up in the chaos after surviving the attack was Muhammad Lafi.
According to the Palestinian Authority, Israeli strikes have killed over 25,700 Palestinians in Gaza.
احنا كنا في الدار قاعدين، المسجد جنب الدار مباشرة. ضربوا المسجد من غير لا سابق انذار أي حاجة ولا شيء، ما لقينا إلا الحجار فوق رؤوسنا. كله حجار ورا بعض، الدار كلها انهدت فوق راسنا. هاي مرت وابني اللي قبل شوي، هاي غرزوا فيه قاعدين، أولادي جوا كلهم مصابين مكسرين.
The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres addressed the Security Council during a high-level meeting on Tuesday.
He said that no effective humanitarian aid operation can function under the conditions imposed on the Palestinians in Gaza. The quantity of aid is highly insufficient to meet the needs.
United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres urged all parties to step back from the brink and consider the horrendous human cost of a regional conflict. Guterres stressed that beyond the need for immediate de-escalation, each situation requires the implementation of a clear political roadmap that would contribute to long-term regional stability.
Meanwhile, French Foreign Minister Stéphane Séjourné, who presided the meeting of the UN Security Council, said that there must be a Palestinian state. He added that violence towards the Palestinian people, particularly committed by extremist settlers, must end and that international law applies to everyone.
Effective humanitarian aid operation can function under the conditions that have been forced on Palestinians in Gaza and those doing everything possible to help them. The quantity of aid is highly insufficient in light of needs. It is fantasy to think that 2.2 million people can survive on aid alone. Basic commodities from the private sector must enter in meaningful quantities, as they did for many years before the current fighting. This is essential to address rising needs and avert both a complete breakdown and ever-mounting death toll. I urge all parties to step back from the brink and to consider the horrendous human cost of a regional conflict. Beyond the need for immediate de-escalation, each situation demands the implementation of a clear political roadmap that would contribute to long-term regional stability.
Je dois dire à Israël, qui connaît l'amitié du peuple français, qu'il faut un État palestinien. Que les violences envers le peuple palestinien, notamment celles des colons extrémistes, doivent cesser et que le droit international s'impose à tous. Je dois dire aux représentants palestiniens qui connaissent l'engagement historique de la France en faveur d'un État palestinien que nous continuerons à lutter contre le terrorisme avec fermeté et détermination, qu'il ne peut y avoir d'ambiguïté sur le droit d'Israël à vivre en paix et en sécurité et à exercer son droit à la légitime défense face au
Meanwhile, the Indonesian Foreign Affairs Ministry spokesperson has confirmed that Indonesian Foreign Affairs Minister Retno Marsudi did not leave the room during a speech delivered by Israeli Ambassador Gilad Erdan at the United Nations Security Council meeting.
In fact, the Indonesian permanent mission to the UN clarified that Ambassador Gilad Erdan was not in the room when Indonesia and a number of member states of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, or OIC, were expressing their position on the Israeli-Palestinian crisis open debate.
Conversely, Indonesia and the OIC member states were not present in the room when Ambassador Gilad Erdan commenced his speech.
A video broadcast by Western media shows numerous diplomats, including Indonesian Foreign Minister Retno Marsudi, who were protesting against Israel's actions in Gaza, walking out of the UN Security Council meeting as Israeli Ambassador Gilad Erdan began his speech on January the 23rd.
The UN Security Council comprises 10 member countries, with 5 of whom holding permanent membership and veto power capable of overturning any resolution attempted by the Security Council. The 5 countries with veto rights are the United States, Great Britain, France, Russia, and China.
The Middle East is suffering from a cancer, and up until today, the Security Council...
And we move on to news from Argentina, where Libertarian President Javier Milei faced a one-day general strike on Wednesday, with protesters rallying against his decree of targeting unions and the proposed change to economic and labor law.
The swift and widespread strike in Buenos Aires and other cities involved social groups and political opponents, including the Peronist Party that has been dominating the national politics for decades.
Before his presidency, Milei, an economist, was known for his televised criticism of the political establishment. He then secured victory last year by a wide margin and took office just over a month ago.
As a self-declared anarcho-capitalist, Milei pledged significant reductions in state spending to address a government budget deficit that is contributing to high inflation, which reached 211% in 2023.
Milei issued on December 20th a decree that would revoke or modify hundreds of existing laws, limiting union power and deregulating the heavily state-intervened economy. A court ruling has, however, temporarily halted the labor changes.
Additionally, Milei sent an omnibus bill to Congress proposing extensive reforms in political, social, fiscal, legal, administrative, and security fields.
The walkout was Argentina's first general strike in over 4 years, and the quickest organized during a president's term since the return of democracy in 1983. Milei had yet to publicly comment on the situation. From Argentina, we move to the Korean peninsula, where North Korea appears to have dismantled a huge arch in its capital, which symbolized reconciliation with South Korea.
According to the Associated Press, this happened a week after Kim Jong-un dismissed decades of hopes for peaceful reunification with the war-divided Peninsula South.
Kim last week described the Pyongyang monument as an eyesore and called for its removal. Thus followed the leader's recent announcement of abandoning unification goals with South Korea and redefining the South as its most hostile foreign adversary.
Satellite images from Planet Labs BBC reveal the destruction of Pyongyang's monument to the three charters for national reunification, also known as the Arc of Reunification.
An image from Tuesday clearly shows the arch missing along a roadway. Clouds and snow cover made it difficult to determine exactly when North Korea removed the monument, but it seems to be within the last few days.
A website focused on North Korea, NK News, first reported on the satellite images. The 30-meter tall structure overlooked a highway leading to the city of Kaesong, near the border with South Korea.
Elsewhere in Asia, heavy snow continued to fall in western and northern Japan on Thursday, following a widespread disruption in the region's transport network the day before.
Japan officials said on Wednesday that heavy snow stranded scores of vehicles on a main expressway in central Japan on Wednesday, paralyzing traffic for more than 6 kilometers. Army troops were dispatched to help relief efforts.
The traffic jam occurred on the Meishin Expressway in Gifu Prefecture, reportedly after 2 trucks became stuck in the snow. Central Nippon Expressway Co. said that by Wednesday evening, dozens of vehicles were stuck in both directions of the highway.
Let's shift our focus to down under to Australia, where the residents in the Australian state of Queensland battened down homes and businesses on Thursday as tropical cyclone Kirrily inched closer towards the northeast coast.
Officials said that the storm system was still tracking west across the Coral Sea and was expected to make landfall this evening.
Meteorologists had forecast the tropical cyclone to generate wind gusts of up to 140 kilometers per hour.
Kirrily is the second cyclone in months to hit the region. The area was lashed by tropical cyclone Jasper in December, the first tropical cyclone of the Australian season that spans the hot southern hemisphere months of November to April.
Heavy to intense rain is forecast for other parts of Queensland when the storm heads inland. Authorities have called on the public to reconsider plans for the Australia Day holiday that falls tomorrow.
Meanwhile, Queensland Premier Stephen Miles warned residents in the affected areas to prepare for the storm and its impacts.
At 10 a.m. this morning, the Bureau declared Tropical Cyclone Kirrily a Category 2 cyclone. We're prepared and ready for the worst. Now we wait and hope for the best. Our message to Queenslanders is now is the time to make sure that you're ready. Make sure your emergency kit is stocked. Make sure that you have enough essential items to potentially have to get through days without power.
Now let's have a quick look at updates regarding the upcoming Indonesia general elections on Indonesia Votes 2024. From Eastern Indonesia, Papua police have called on the General Election Commission or KPU to focus on securing polling stations in areas prone to security issues.
They are set to work together with the KPU to seek secure locations.
The KPU, along with the police and Papua Regional Army, are all gearing up for the upcoming election to ensure a safe and smooth process.
Police have identified areas at risk of disturbances by armed groups in preparation for potential security challenges. Papua Police Chief has instructed elections commissioners to assess 4 locations and report any need for additional assistance.
More than 8,600 officers will be deployed to secure polling stations across the region.
Additionally, around 700 armed forces personnel have been ready to assist the police.
Kemarin saya sudah meminta kepada para ketua KPU, khusus untuk daerah-daerah rawan, kita mencari titik di mana memungkinkan untuk masyarakat bisa memberikan hak pilihnya. Ya, jangan kita paksakan sudah rawan, kita taruh lagi di daerah rawan. Itu saya minta para Kapolres untuk segera melaporkan apa yang saya perintahkan itu. Kita dukung teman-teman KPU yang sedang berproses untuk kotak suara, lipat suara, dan segala macam ini.
A 20-centimeter high level is being constructed at the entrance of the North Jakarta KPU warehouse in Penjaringan Sub-District to protect ballot boxes from potential flooding.
The District Election Commission is collaborating with the Health Department to also apply anti-termite spray in the vicinity to avoid damages to ballot boxes.
The warehouse accommodates nearly 3,500 ballot boxes, slated for distribution to 871 polling stations across the district. Reports indicate that the stored ballot boxes and voting booths are currently in good condition.
Joint officers from North Jakarta Police, Penjaringan Police and the Penjaringan Public Order Agency are on alert to secure the warehouse.
The District Election Commission is currently awaiting the arrival of ballot logistics before initiating distribution to some 781 polling stations.
Baik kotak maupun bilik kita terima dalam keadaan baik ya, jadi tidak ada kerusakan. Ini kita jaga sebelum dimasuki kotak pun kita sudah antisipasi dengan penyemprotan anti rayap dari Dinas Kesehatan Semprot KNT Rayap, jadi untuk antisipasi bila mana terjadi serangan rayap di gudang kita ini. Untuk itu kita selalu monitor, mengecek setiap hari kan kondisi di sekitar gudang ini. Ya, untuk antisipasi kita sudah memastikan tidak ada kebocoran di sekitar gudang ini ya, karena memang alhamdulillah gudang itu pun baru selesai renovasi, jadi dipastikan aman. Nah, untuk banjir kita sudah antisipasi, nanti rencana di pintu masuk itu akan kita tanggul kurang lebih 20 cm tingginya.
In other news, a 5-meter-long frame used to support campaign props collapsed and hit a minibus along Jalan Serang Cilegon in Banten. There's been no reports of injury, but the driver sought for compensation.
The 5-meter-long frame that is used to hold a campaign banner of a presidential candidate collapsed and hit the roof of a minibus that was passing along Jalan Serang, Banten, Serang Regency, Banten Province.
A witness says that the banner frame had been used since early January and the condition of the property was awful.
Furthermore, the driver whose car was hit by the frame sought for compensation, as the incident not only left him out of work, but also caused damages to his car.
Democracy guarantees that all eligible citizens, from commoners to state officials, have the right to participate in campaign rallies.
The Indonesian General Elections Commission, or KPU, has established laws allowing participation among citizens, ministers, and even the president in the election and campaign runs.
According to the election laws, state officials, including the president and vice president, are granted the right to join campaign rallies, as stated in Article 299. State officials who are members of political parties are also allowed to engage in campaign activities.
Meanwhile, non-partisan officials can only participate in campaigning if they run for president or vice president or registered as campaign team members. Article 281, however, imposes specific conditions on state officials, such as ministers and head of state who wish to join in campaigning.
The terms include taking leave from their position and refraining from using state facilities for the campaign. The provisions can also be found in Articles 304 and 305.
All right, we're going for our first quick break, but when we come back, we will have the latest from Southeast Asia and around the world.
Meanwhile, later during the hour, I'll bring you the latest from the world of business.
Stay with us right here on the 3-hour news show on See Today.
Good morning, Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and the world. Rise and shine, everyone. A brand new start to a brand new month and a brand new week. Here at
Good morning. Good morning. It's a deja vu. Good.
It's like deja vu. It's like with the sports, entertainment as well.
It is time for See Today with Business with me, Caroline. All right, guys. See Indonesia, see the world, see today.
The beauty and the excitement of being there.
Indescribable through such an iconic, historical, and magnificent.
Let's take a look around, shall we? Come on in. We found them.
Where people come and go. A cup of tea, a perfect way to end your day. Come see the beauty only on See Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Oh, I love this atmosphere. Woo! Heading to Gili Trawangan. And this special episode, I already prepared myself for an adventure on the island, which in the top of the list to visit. And this is the travel note because life is dope.
Ke Binjai mau migrasi.
Cakep.
Anjay, aku depot sih.
Ya aku cuma mau bilang hari ini kamu tuh cantik ya.
Aduh ya Allah.
Oke lah kalau penampilan dia nggak sebaik itu, nggak sebagus itu, nggak seganteng itu, tapi itu hatinya dia sebaik itu dan tidak ada orang yang pernah gue temuin hatinya sebaik Mars.
Pemain.
Group of volunteers operating in the south of the city has united to assist displaced children in a refugee camp in Rafah in overcoming the trauma of war. The volunteers come from diverse professional backgrounds and share expertise in working with young people.
Welcome back to Spotlight, ladies and gentlemen, where we bring you guys some of the sports that you guys can go play here in Indonesia.
Handball karena masih baru, tadi kita harus bisa juga mempopulerkan ini kepada masyarakat sampai ke bawah.
We do it from scratch at the time because we don't know ice hockey, how to play, how to develop, how to manage this sport.
You don't have to be good with your foot. Like you can just dribble the ball and just throw it to the full ball.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to the 3 Hour News Show. This is our second segment of the first hour of the 3 Hour News Show, and you're still with us, Muhammad Tahir and Shafira. Our first story, let's begin with the story from Thailand, where the Thai Constitutional Court on Wednesday afternoon found former Move Forward Party leader Pita Limjaroenrat not guilty in the ITV Media shareholding case.
Earlier, Pita, who won a landslide victory in Thailand's general election, resigned as MFP leader after being suspended as a member of parliament in July, following his trial for stock ownership during the election. Thailand's Constitutional Court has cleared Pita Limjaroenrat of any wrongdoing and has ruled that her status as a member of parliament has not ended.
The ruling comes after the Election Commission accused Pita of violating election laws by holding shares in a media company, which is prohibited under Article 98 of the Thai Constitution.
As a result of the accusation, Pita was temporarily suspended from his role as an MP in July and later resigned from his role as leader of the Move Forward Party.
Following Wednesday's ruling, Pita said he would speak with the Speaker of the Thai House of Representatives, Wan Muhammad Nur Matha, to decide when he could resume his duties as an MP.
Earlier, Pita, who won a landslide victory in Thailand's 2023 general election, was blocked by the Thai Senate from becoming prime minister.
Despite the setbacks, which he described as a detour, Pita said in an interview on January that he had learned his lessons and vows to continue his fight to reform Thailand.
And as mentioned, Thailand's Constitutional Court acquitted reformist leader Pita Limjaroenrat, potentially allowing him to regain his parliamentary seat after being banned.
The court, with an 8-1 majority, has ruled that Pita had not violated regulations prohibiting parliamentarians from possessing shares in media companies.
Thailand's most popular politician cleared by a court to return to parliament. Last July, Pita Limjaroenrat was blocked from becoming premier and suspended from parliament by the Election Commission, while it probed a shareholding in a long inactive media company. On Wednesday, Thailand's Constitutional Court decided what his supporters say was clear all along. he had not broken any election laws.
I think I've fought my case through articulation of facts and collection of facts, whether it's personal or professional.
But in the gap, his Move Forward party has been pushed into opposition despite winning the most seats in last year's election.
นี่มันเป็นจุดเริ่มต้นแรกที่ดีมากๆค่ะที่ศาลตัดสินออกมาแล้วก็อีกหนึ่งอย่างคือเราเหมือนประชาชนได้รับคุณพิธากลับคืนให้กับประชาชนค่ะเพื่อที่ต่อไปนี้คือการทำงานของคุณพิธาก็จะเป็นการเริ่มต้นที่ดีมากๆเพื่อประชาชนต่อไปค่ะ
Pita may soon also return as party leader, but first, Move Forward has to navigate a new legal danger.
The ruling clears the way for Pita to once more lead the progressive opposition and become a serious long-term challenge for the conservative government of Srettha Thavisin. But troubles lie ahead for his party just next week. It is due to find out if it is to be dissolved by a court for allegedly trying to overthrow the constitutional monarchy by suggesting a reform of the royal defamation law.
For a moment last May, things looked very different for Thailand's most radical party and the near 15 million people who voted for it. The Move Forward party shocked Thailand establishment by winning the most votes and seats, promising to create a more equal and fairer kingdom. It sparked a wave of jubilation after 9 years of government by unpopular former army chief Prayut Chan-o-cha, who led the 2014 coup and held power until last year. But Pita's bid to be prime minister and to form a government was blocked by the military-appointed Senate. They accused him of attacking the monarchy as well as being a political liability after the media share allegation was laid at him. His supporters have throughout said the share issue was a sideshow to block the rise of Thailand's newest political star. Now they say any new moves by the establishment to shut down their voice will backfire.
วันนี้สมัยนี้151เสียงยังชัดเจนไม่พอใช่ไหมคะก็สมัยหน้าก็มาดูกันว่าความชัดเจนมันจะอยู่ตรงไหนก้าวไกลต้องได้เป็นรัฐบาลพิธาต้องชื่อนายกพิธาต้องเป็นนายกอันนี้คือความหวังของเรา
Pita is back. Next week, Thailand will find out if his party will survive. Vichitra Rundi for C Today, Bangkok.
From Philippines, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos has made a statement that he will not help International Criminal Court in investigating the probe of the country's brutal crackdown that killed about 6,000 people, as he stated that the investigation is a threat to the country's sovereignty.
The Philippines and the ICC have a strained relationship. Back in 2019, Marcos' predecessor, Rodrigo Duterte, decided to cut ties with the ICC following a preliminary investigation by the court into his crackdown.
Okay, let me say this for the 100th time. I do not recognize the jurisdiction of ICC in the Philippines. I consider it as a threat to our sovereignty. Therefore, the Philippine government will not lift a finger to help any investigation that the ICC conducts. However, as ordinary people, they can come and visit the Philippines. Pero hindi kami tutulong sa kanila.
Meanwhile, move on to Myanmar, where 3 junta brigadier general were sentenced to death by the military court on January the 20th, according to Myanmar news agency Irrawaddy.
Three other junta generals were punished to life in prison. These generals were responsible for negotiating the latest surrender with resistance forces based in the Shan state. Lào-Cai Headquarters Chief Brigadier General Moi Kiao Tu, Acting Kokang Chief Brigadier General Tun Tun Mient, and 55th Division Commander Brigadier General Zhao Mio Win were all sentenced to death.
Additionally, Brigadier General Aye Min U, Thao Zin O, and Aung Zhao Lin were sentenced to life in prison. Source says that they are currently held up in a prison in Yangon after being escorted by a helicopter to Lazio for questioning.
The punishments were executed by the junta after these generals were found surrendering to the Myanmar National Democratic Alliance Army, commonly known as the MNDAA, on January the 5th.
On January the 4th, or earlier a day before, 2,400 junta personnel, including 200 officers, surrendered to the MNDAA. Furthermore, a photo capturing the generals and resistance force representatives celebrating their negotiation continues to circulate online.
The junta Northern Command has suffered heavy losses, including 30 towns and numerous border crossings checkpoints with China in the Kokang region, which were handed over by the MNDAA. The junta generals were also charged with shamefully abandoning their posts.
This latest development has caused even junta supporters to doubt Aung Min Hlaing's leadership. Air Force officers have even dubbed Hlaing as the worst leader in the history of the military and country in an article.
With the ceasefire between the junta and the resistance forces broken and Hlaing's capabilities questioned, the junta's influence over the country would be dwindling.
Now we are going for another break.
Yes, and after the break, Messi will deliver some economics and business updates. Messi,
what do you have for us now?
Updates from the business world.
Well, we actually have a special interview right after this with the country head of Robert Walters Indonesia, Eric Mary. We're going to be talking about hiring, salary, and workforce trends in Indonesia in 2024, especially in the wake of the mass layoffs from startups over the last couple of years. So very interesting news to look forward to in the next segment. So keep it here on the 3-Hour News Show, only on See Today.
.821 ini perbedaannya dari Ducati sebelumnya adalah pertama terletak dari radiator, kedua dari desainnya yang cukup gambot, lebih padat, dan yang ketiga dia sudah ada riding mode.
Welcome back to another episode of Buddy Talk.
Enggak, dia hostnya, kita co-host.
It's better to be overdressed than underdressed. That's actually a good hack, because I used to live in Canada. That was our trick.
Point to Manado on the smack. I'm horrible, I told you I'm bad.
Dikira dengan banyaknya informasi itu akan jadi makin gampang gitu nulis.
Iya.
Tapi ternyata susah banget.
The beauty and the excitement of being there.
Indescribable to lose such an iconic, historical, and magnificent.
Let's take a look around, shall we?
Come on in.
We found them.
Where people come and go. A cup of tea, a perfect way to end your day. Come see the beauty, only on See Indonesia.
Kak Binjai mau migrasi.
Cakep.
Anjay, aku depot sih.
Ya aku cuma mau bilang hari ini kamu tuh cantik loh. Aduh ya Allah.
Oke lah kalau penampilan dia nggak sebaik itu, nggak sebagus itu, nggak seganteng itu, tapi itu hatinya dia sebaik itu dan tidak ada orang yang pernah gue temuin hatinya sebaik Mars.
Pemain.
Good morning, Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and the world. Rise and shine, everyone. A brand new start to a brand new month and a brand new week. Here at
Good morning. Good morning. It's a deja vu. Good.
Deja vu. It's like with sports, entertainment as well.
It is time for See Today with Business with me, Caroline.
All right, guys. See Indonesia, see the world, see today.
Group of volunteers operating in south of the city has united to assist displaced children in a refugee camp in Rafah in overcoming the trauma of war. The volunteers come from diverse professional backgrounds and share expertise in working with young people. And welcome back to the 3-Hour News Show. It is time for our business segment, and it's a special business segment because joining us today is Robert Walters Indonesia Country Head Eric Mary to talk about hiring, salary, and workforce trends in 2024. Now, Robert Walters had released a report on navigating the job market in 2024 that stated how over 80% of professionals in Indonesia are eyeing new jobs this year. Eric, welcome to the studio. Thank you so much for joining us on the 3-Hour News Show. Perhaps let's jump right into our conversation about hiring, salary, and workforce trends this year. Now, as we know, for a couple of years now, there have been some employee layoffs in different startups such as GoTo as well as Shopee in Southeast Asia. Now, meanwhile, this year in 2024, there is, as your report says, an 82% surge in professionals seeking new opportunities. Now, how does that align with this recent employee layoff crisis?
So, first of all, thanks a lot for having me. Maybe just to put a bit of context on the data that we are going to share today.
Okay.
We are covering mid to senior level position for any industries. So all the data that we are going to have are not data for blue collar. Okay.
Right.
I think it's very important to precise. 82% of professionals saying, hey, I might look for a new job. Actually, that's nothing really surprising. I'm going to tell you why. When we did exactly the same question 1 year ago, the answer was 76%.
Okay.
Okay, so the increase is not so much. I think it's more demonstration again that in Indonesia, people are open-minded. They might have a job, but it doesn't mean that they are not going to stay open and to look at, okay, what can be out there for me that can be even better than what I have. So actively looking for a job doesn't mean that you don't have any job. I think it's very important to precise that because yes, we hear unfortunately sad news about layoff, but it doesn't mean that we have a lot of people without a job in Indonesia.
So what does this have to do with the recent employee layoff crisis, which occurred a couple of years? That's been occurring for over a couple of years.
Yeah, so when we look at the layoff, first of all, which industries are concerned by the layoff? I think there are more industries that are not laying off than industries that are laying off. The recent news you were talking about Shopee, for example, that's true that in the tech ecosystem, tech slash, it's been, and we have been talking about a winter period for a while now. We are still there. And the reality is that this business needs to demonstrate that they can be profitable. They are extremely cost conscious. So this is why they are very, very careful in the human labor. But that's for tech and e-commerce. That's true as well that there were a few layoffs for the FMCG industry. I think last year, a lot of people have been eventually impacted by the inflation.
Right.
Okay, so what does it mean? It means that unfortunately, you have a bit of a decrease of your purchasing power. So you need to be a bit more careful on where you spend the money. Okay, so it had an impact as well on a few FMCG companies who had to lay off. But eventually, it's not all of them. And in Indonesia, there are still other industries that are doing well. Okay?
Right, I see. Let's move on to our next question. So, as you mentioned earlier about cost consciousness. You know, how do employers justify expressing readiness for salary increases, for example, as mentioned in the report that you provided, while simultaneously laying off their employees?
Yeah, let's look at the big picture here, I think. The unemployment rate in Indonesia is decreasing.
Right.
So what does it mean? It means that there are more and more people who have a job than people who don't have a job. So I want to highlight that because, again, if we focus only on the news of the layoff of certain industries, we don't look at the bright side,
right,
which is a lot of other companies are doing well, a lot of other companies are hiring. So when we go to the layoff, should there be some salary increase? Yes, and eventually we need to consider two cases. Even a company who is laying off, okay, the layoff doesn't concern systematically all the departments.
Right.
Okay, so let's consider the department who are not concerned by the layoff. That means that you need to keep your people, okay? And once a year, normally, usually companies have an opportunity to review their salary to make sure that, again, the employees are not too impacted by the inflation. So this is where you have a salary increase, okay? Because there is an inflation. So these people will get a salary increase. For the department that have been impacted by the layoff, what does it mean? It means that you need to deliver with less people.
Right.
The people who are remaining, you need to make sure that they are staying.
Okay.
Imagine the remaining people. They see their friends being, unfortunately, laid off. They might feel unsafe, and if on top of that, they don't feel taken care of versus the inflation, etc., they might be encouraged to go working for another company. So it's a tool for retention, the salary increase.
I see, okay. So let's go back to our first question earlier when I mentioned how there was an 82% surge in professionals seeking new opportunities. Now you're saying that this doesn't actually align with the recent employee layoff crisis, that it's actually just a part of business as usual, correct?
Yeah.
That's been going on over the last 2 years. You said last year was 76%.
Absolutely.
Now let's take into account, the fact that COVID might have skewed some of the numbers from the previous years, but does that align with business as usual terms and times as well before COVID?
Yeah, look, when we go back to this, we are looking for a new job. Again, it doesn't mean you don't have any job, okay? So it's more about understanding why people are open, okay? And the reality is that the first reason for people to consider moving to another company is career progression. Actually, 50% of the people who are saying, I might look for a new job, it's just because they want to have a career progression.
Right.
And this is not always related, is there a layoff or not? It's just people want to grow.
Right.
And this is business as usual, I would say.
Indeed. You mentioned to grow.
Yeah.
Right? And, there are people, of course, that, let's say, for example, have just graduated in a specific type of, or with a specific type of degree, which in some cases might be facing threats from artificial intelligence. Now, are there any dangers and threats that could arise from perhaps 40% of employers considering AI integration specifically for administrative functions? And how can these risks, and how are these risks being mitigated?
Yeah, I think that's a very important topic. Indeed, artificial intelligence is coming. A lot of companies are taking into consideration this fact.
Right.
The reality is that it's going to help the business most of the time. Some risk. What are the risks? First of all, indeed, for some recurrent routine, it might be replaced. What does it mean? It means that we will have some people who used to do that who will have to do something else. So this is why companies are also extremely focused to reskill some of the current workforce, because these people can do something else. It's just about defining what can be done now that we are using this AI. AI is a tool, okay? When you have a new tool coming in the equation, I would say, you need to understand how to use it and what can we do more thanks to this tool.
Right.
And this is all this thinking process that is ongoing. The second risk that can come with this AI topic, it's about this gap skill. The reality is that, again, you have AI, how we are going to use it, how we are going to communicate about this, how we are going to go through this change management. And also with AI, we are going to be more and more focused on the soft skill, the emotional intelligence of people, etc. So we might have a gap here in the transition, and we need to be extremely careful on that. And the last point maybe would be around ethical aspect, because artificial intelligence is a lot about data. Okay, so where this data is coming from, is the data accurate? Do we treat the data accurately as well? Is it a fair treatment, etc.? We need to be careful on this.
Right. So basically what you're saying is that as long as artificial intelligence is integrated well into the workforce, then workers don't really have much to worry about as long as they can adapt to these new conditions, right?
You know, it's very difficult today to know exactly what's going to happen, because from a business to another, from a role to another, the impact of the artificial intelligence is going to be different, okay? The reality is that a lot of people now are exploring what can we do, what we cannot do. And actually there are going to be a new cycle of a lot of companies are going to go on that road. A lot of businesses are going to be created so we can provide another type of service to companies to use the AI. But nobody really knows what's going to be. And it's not going to be something that is going to happen in 6 months. It's going to be quick, but it's a bit early to say.
Right, it could be a threat or it could be an opportunity. And speaking of opportunities, what sectors do you expect to be thriving in Indonesia in 2024, sir?
So, we were talking about AI. It will be one of them.
Okay.
The reality is that if you look, this is where the money is invested now. The classic tech ecosystem, e-commerce, etc., they are in the phase where they need to demonstrate the profitability, where AI, we are at the new beginning of the cycle. Okay, so there will be a lot of investment there to push, to try, to explore, to see, again, what can be relevant, what cannot be relevant. So anything related to AI, to machine learning will be in high demand. Cybersecurity is extremely important. So tech, still active. The second, this country is extremely gifted with natural resources.
Right.
The mining ecosystem is an amazing ecosystem, and actually the government has pushed really hard to make sure that we can maximize this gift, I would say, to create a full rounded ecosystem where we can treat all the natural resources that we have. So we see a lot of things happening around there. The other industries that are going to work really well will be around supply chain and manufacturing. Supply chain, logistic, we are still in a country with more than 60,000 islands, and everybody is consuming, so that's probably a challenging country to operate, where we need to deliver fast, and there are still a lot of opportunities there. And maybe the last one to pay attention is still banking and financial services, and also fintech. We are all using more and more all the financial services on the app, etc., and there are still a lot to do.
So there's a lot of room for innovation as well, isn't there?
Absolutely. But when there is innovation, we never know what's going to happen, but it's about being curious, and I think as well, it's an opportunity for all the companies to make sure that we communicate about it, because it's about our employees to adapt to this new situation, and we adapt always better to something that we understand.
Brilliant. Eric, thank you so much for your time and coming over to the studio and talking about this on See Today Business. For very interesting conversations.
Thank you for having me.
And those were the economics and business updates and interview for this hour. But when we return, Shafira will bring you the latest from the world of sports. So stay tuned on the 3-Hour News Show, only on See Today.
Good morning, Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and the world. Rise and shine, everyone. A brand new start to a brand new month and a brand new week.
Good morning. Good morning. It's like deja vu. Good.
It's like deja vu. It's like 4 hours with sports, entertainment as well.
It is time for See Today with Business with me, Caroline. All right, guys. See Indonesia, see the world, see today.
Flavors is gaining more popularity around the world in the last decade. Personally love this, not just because it is familiar for our palate, but because the airiness, the textures of the youtiao, it's completely different when baguette. So with those appetite and with those pleasure-driven people, Menteng is a very special place for restaurant.
Oh, I love this atmosphere. Woo! Heading to Gili Trawangan. And this special episode, I already prepared myself for an adventure on the island, which in the top of the list to visit. And this is the travel note because life is dope.
Ke Binjai mau migrasi.
Cakep.
Anjay, aku depot sih.
Ya, aku cuma mau bilang hari ini kamu tuh cantik loh. Aduh ya Allah.
Oke lah kalau penampilan dia nggak sebaik itu, nggak sebagus itu, nggak seganteng itu, tapi itu hatinya dia sebaik itu dan tidak ada orang yang pernah gue temuin hatinya sebaik Mars.
Pemain.
Welcome back. So that's a sports segment on 3-Hour News Show. The first story is from Indonesia's loss to Japan has left the team's chances of reaching the knockout stage even slimmer. The Garuda squad, currently third in Group D and fourth among the best third-place teams, has 3 points from 3 matches with 2 defeats and 1 win. Indonesia's chances of reaching the knockout stage now highest on results elsewhere. The squad is hoping for Bahrain to lose either 2-0 or by a 3-goal margin. This would allow Indonesia to have a better goal difference over Bahrain. Additionally, a draw between Oman and Kyrgyzstan will benefit Indonesia. Oman will finish the group stage with only 2 points, placing them below Indonesia. These crucial matches are scheduled for tonight. As mentioned, Oman is set to face Kyrgyzstan in their final and crucial Group F match in Doha tonight. Oman are currently third in the group with only 1 point earned through a goals draw against Thailand. Oman are prepared to take on Kyrgyzstan in a vital match in their final and decisive Group F match. Oman are third in the group with just a point, having held Thailand to a goals draw. Coach Branko Ivankovic is confident his team can progress to the next round, even though the result of the match between Saudi Arabia and Thailand may have a bearing on Oman's campaign. It's going to be interesting, and that's a wrap for sports this hour. But when we return, we'll have more information. So keep it here on the 3-Hour News Show on See Today.
Hey there, buddies! Welcome back to another episode of Buddy Talk.
Enggak, dia hostnya, kita co-hostnya.
It's better to be overdressed than underdressed. That's actually a good hack, because I used to live in Canada. That was our trick.
Point to Manado on the smack. I'm horrible. I told you I'm bad.
Dikira dengan banyaknya informasi itu kan jadi makin gampang gitu nulis.
Iya.
Tapi ternyata susah banget.
About you that makes me indulge in the company of your own kind.
.821 ini perbedaannya dari Ducati sebelumnya adalah pertama terletak dari radiator, kedua dari desainnya yang cukup gambot, lebih padat, dan yang ketiga dia sudah ada riding mode.
A group of volunteers operating in the south of the city has united to assist displaced children in a refugee camp in Rafah in overcoming the trauma of war. The volunteers come from diverse professional backgrounds and share expertise in working with young people.
Their existence is now being critically endangered.
Dia memiliki ekor yang sangat panjang, jauh lebih panjang daripada badannya sendiri.
Tekniknya dia keluar dia itu bergelombol menggunakan punggung temannya untuk naik.
Sebenarnya konservasi burung hantu di sini latar belakangnya jelas asas manfaat. Jadi kita pengen melestarikan burung, melestarikan satwa, tapi juga otomatis dampaknya ke masyarakat yang khususnya sekarang kalau di sini kan petani.
The beauty and the excitement of being there.
Indescribable to lose such an iconic, historical, and magnificent.
Let's take a look around, shall we? Come on in. We found them.
Where people come and go. A cup of tea, a perfect way to end your day. Come see the beauty, only on See Indonesia.
Good morning, Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and the world. Rise and shine, everyone. A brand new start to a brand new month and a brand new week. Here at
Good morning. Good morning. It's like deja vu. Good.
It's like deja vu. It's like with sports, entertainment as well.
It is time for See Today with Business with me, Caroline. All right, guys. See Indonesia, see the world, see today.
Welcome back to Spotlight, ladies and gentlemen, where we bring you guys some of the sports that you guys can go play here in Indonesia.
Handball karena masih baru, tadi kita harus bisa juga mempopulerkan ini kepada masyarakat sampai ke bawah.
We do it from scratch at the time because we don't know ice hockey, how to play, how to develop, how to manage this sport.
You don't have to be good with your foot. Like, you can just dribble the ball and just throw it to the full ball.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome back, our viewers in Indonesia and across the world. Thank you again for joining us on the Travel News Show on See Today, where for now, for the next 2 hours, we will bring you the latest from Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and around the world. And I'm still your host for today. My name is Muhammad Ahir.
And my name is Shafira. Welcome to the 3-hour news show. Make sure you follow us on X, Instagram, and YouTube at See Today News for the latest updates. And with us today, we have Messi for the latest from the business world.
Thank you very much, Shafira. I am Satya Messi. So we're going to take a look at market and business updates from the country, the region, and elsewhere around the world during the second half of this hour. Before all of that, let's take a look at what made the top stories for today.
A video captured by an ITV News camera operator in Gaza showed a man shot and fatally wounded while walking along a road with a group carrying a white flag.
In business and from the United States, Apple's market value returns to $3 trillion for the third time, making it the first company to achieve this milestone.
Chances for Indonesia to advance to the knockout round of the AFC Asian Cup depend on results elsewhere after the Garuda squad lost 3-1 to Japan yesterday.
And join us later on our See the Story segment, where we will chat with a content creator from Brunei Darussalam about the country's cultural odyssey through the lens of youth. Our first story for this hour, a video captured by an ITV News camera operator in Gaza showed a man shot and fatally wounded while walking along a road with a group, one whom was carrying a white flag.
ITV News reported the incident on Monday in Khan Yunis, an area that Israelis are seeking to capture, having previously declared it a safe zone.
The man who suffered fatal injuries had earlier told the ITV News journalist that his group was trying to rescue other family members from danger.
A burst of gunfire was then heard as the journalist moved away to continue filming after the interview. In the next shot, the man in black was seen on the ground before his companions attempted to drag him away.
The Israeli forces told the British broadcaster that they were not aware of the incident. Israel has escalated its operation in Khan Yunis in the last few days and declared the area surrounded by its troops.
Still on the topic, thousands of Palestinians continued to flee from the southern Gaza city of Khan Yunis on Wednesday as Israeli troops advanced in their city.
Most were heading for Rafah near the border with Egypt, with some driving vehicles loaded with baggage, while others simply walked with no possessions.
Hundreds of patients and thousands of displaced people were reportedly trapped as Israel continued its aggression near the main hospital in Gaza's second largest city on Wednesday.
Israel claimed to have ordered residents to leave a downtown area of Khan Yunis, including Nasser Hospital and 2 smaller medical facilities, as part of its 3-month-old offensive against Hamas.
The United Nations Humanitarian Office said that the affected area was home to 88,000 Palestinians, hosting an additional 425,000 displaced individuals from elsewhere.
Aid group Doctors Without Borders, however, noted that fleeing was not an option for many. It further said its staff was trapped inside Nasser Hospital with around 850 patients and thousands of displaced people due to the lack of safe access to the roads.
The hospital, one of only 2 in southern Gaza capable of treating critically ill patients, had been isolated according to Gaza's health ministry.
الناس كانت تطلع كليتها، الناس هتطلع وقالوا اليهود خشت في حي الأمل، واحنا مش قادرين نتحمل، والأولاد عشان خاطر الأولاد. طب احنا بدنا حل هالقيت. ايش الحل اللي بدنا نطلع احنا نضلنا قاعدين مرميين زي هيك في الشوارع؟
محصرين هناك من اليهود، محصرينهم وقذائف ودبابات شردوا من مكان لمكان. بعرفش الحين وين هم بالضبط، وين مش عارفين. ندور ما فيش اتصالات، في الشبكه، في الشيء ايش نطمن عليهم، نعرف عنهم ايش فيش. ما بيجي من هنا ناس نسال بيقولوا بنعرفش ايش.
Meanwhile, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres addressed the Security Council during a high-level meeting on Tuesday.
He said that no effective humanitarian aid operation can function under the conditions imposed on the Palestinians in Gaza. The quantity of aid is highly insufficient to meet the needs.
United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres urged all parties to step back from the brink and consider the horrendous human cost of a regional conflict. Guterres stressed that beyond the need for immediate de-escalation, each situation requires the implementation of a clear political roadmap that would contribute to long-term regional stability.
Meanwhile, French Foreign Minister Stéphane Séjourné, who presided at the meeting of the UN Security Council, said that there must be a Palestinian state. He added that violence towards the Palestinian people, particularly committed by extremist settlers, must end and that international law applies to everyone.
Effective humanitarian aid operation can function under the conditions that have been forced on Palestinians in Gaza and those doing everything possible to help them. The quantity of aid is highly insufficient in light of needs. It is fantasy to think that 2.2 million people can survive on aid alone. Basic commodities from the private sector must enter in meaningful quantities, as they did for many years before the current fighting. This is essential to address rising needs and avert both a complete breakdown and ever-mounting death toll. I urge all parties to step back from the brink and to consider the horrendous human cost of a regional conflict. Beyond the need for immediate de-escalation, each situation demands the implementation of a clear political roadmap that would contribute to long-term regional stability.
Je dois dire à Israël, qui connaît l'amitié du peuple français, qu'il faut un État palestinien.
que les violences envers le peuple palestinien, notamment celles des colons extrémistes, doivent cesser et que le droit international s'impose à tous. Je dois dire aux représentants palestiniens qui connaissent l'engagement historique de la France en faveur d'un État palestinien que nous continuerons à lutter contre le terrorisme avec fermeté et détermination, qu'il ne peut y avoir d'ambiguïté sur le droit d'Israël à vivre en paix et en sécurité et à exercer son droit à la légitime défense face au terrorisme.
The Indonesian Foreign Affairs Ministry spokesperson has confirmed that Indonesian Foreign Affairs Minister Retno Marsudi did not leave the room during a speech delivered by Israel Ambassador Gilad Erdan at the United Nations Security Council meeting.
The Indonesian permanent mission to the UN clarified that Ambassador Gilad Erdan was not in the room when Indonesia and a number of member states of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, or OIC, were expressing their positions on the Israeli-Palestinian crisis open debate.
Conversely, Indonesia and the OIC member states were not present in the room when Ambassador Gilad Erdan commenced his speech.
A video broadcast by Western media shows numerous diplomats, including Indonesian Foreign Minister Retno Marsudi, who were protesting against Israel's actions in Gaza, walking out of the UN Security Council meeting as Israel Ambassador Gilad Erdan began his speech on January the 23rd.
The UN Security Council comprises 10 member countries, with 5 of whom holding permanent membership and veto power, capable of overturning any resolution attempted by the Security Council. The 5 countries with veto rights are the United States, Great Britain, France, Russia, and China. Let's have a quick look now at updates regarding the upcoming Indonesia general elections on Indonesia Votes 2024.
Let's start our story from presidential candidate Anies Baswedan visited the city of Padang in West Sumatra on Thursday as part of his campaign.
Anies affirmed that he will continue to reform Indonesia and deliver justice for all people.
The campaign took place at Agus Salim Stadium parking lot and joined by thousands of his followers and coalition party elites.
Furthermore, this was Anies' last campaign before he enters the calm period ahead of the election day. In his speech, he described West Sumatra as the province that is always open for development and reformation, and he's optimistic that it will help him win the election.
Tapi yang membuat berhasil adalah ribuan yang berkumpul di tempat depan, tapi suara tiap orang yang.
Meanwhile, Vice Presidential Candidate number 2 Gibran Rakabuming Raka also continued his campaign in the regions of Kebumen and Purworejo in Central Java.
In a campaign that was held at the Chandra di Muka Stadium, Kebumen Regency, the eldest son of the country's current President Joko Widodo says that he would resume his father's downstreaming policies and program if elected as a running mate to presidential candidate Prabowo Subianto.
Gibran then went on with his campaign in Purworejo, still in Central Java. He wants farmers to live better lives as he promised affordable fertilizers should he win the election. He also vows to expand the development of fertilizer industrial zone and its supply to other areas. Move on to the next story. Presidential candidate pair under ballot number 3, Ganjar Pranowo and Mahfud MD, attended a theatrical performance titled Musuh Bebuyutan, or Arch Enemies, on Wednesday in a cultural event held at Taman Budaya, Yogyakarta.
During the play that was created by renowned artists Butet Kertarajasa, Agus Noor, and Kayan Production, various criticisms reflecting the concerns of the people were articulated by the actors on stage. These critiques span political, social, and economic issues, which aim to provide a platform for constructive dialogue.
The theatrical production also conveyed values promoting peace and harmony amongst all Indonesians, especially as the country approaches the 2024 elections with differing political preferences. In a press release, Ganjar said that he's willing to hear the voices of the people through the expression of artists.
All vice presidential candidates delved into strategies to address the impacts of extreme climate change on food production and nutritional quality during their debate last Sunday, January 21st. Each candidate shared their perspective on the issue.
During the debate on January 21st, the vice presidential candidates shared their perspectives on mitigating the effects of extreme climate change on food production and nutritional quality. VP Candidate 1, Muhaimin Iskandar, emphasized the need for climate protection for farmers. He underscored the government's crucial role in enforcing existing laws and demonstrating political will to tackle climate-induced food crisis.
Potensi tanah kita subur masih banyak lagi. Di sisi yang lain, kita juga memiliki apa yang disebut kebutuhan pangan kita, juga pasar yang luar biasa. Nah, dalam konteks ini, antara suplai kita punya potensi, antara permintaan kita juga punya sangat kuat. Oleh karena itu, pemerintah tidak boleh diam, turun tangan, jangan terlalu normatif mengatasi keadaan.
VP Candidate number 2, Gibran Rakabuming Raka, focused on enhancing productivity by supporting the fertilizer industry and integrating technology into food production. He highlighted the pivotal role of fertilizers in boosting efficiency.
Kuncinya pupuk, dan pupuk harus didekatkan dengan lahan-lahan pertanian. Otomatis produktivitas akan meningkat. Dan jangan lupa mekanisasi. Kita ingin meningkatkan produktivitas para petani, pakai RMU, pakai combine harvester, dan juga kita melibatkan generasi muda melalui smart farming, pakai IoT untuk melihat pH tanah, keasaman tanah, kesuburan tanah, dan juga penggunaan drone untuk penyemprotan pestisida.
Meanwhile, VP Candidate 3 Mahfud MD addressed the debate by highlighting the reluctance of rural communities to engage in farming due to financial constraints. He praised a local initiative in Central Java as an example.
Orang desa tidak mau lagi menjadi petani karena justru rugi. Nah, di sini problemnya sebenarnya bagaimana penegakan aturan-aturan itu. Kami di Jawa Tengah itu pernah punya program di mana Pak Ganjar waktu jadi gubernur waktu itu membuat 29 badan usaha milik petani.
Despite their different approaches, all three candidates collectively emphasized the urgent need for collaborative efforts to safeguard food security amidst changing climate conditions. The final presidential candidates' debate is scheduled for February 4. Satya Pramesi and Anita Putri for See Today.
Campaign props or alat peraga kampanye still dominated 2024 general election. Huge billboards and banners spread across the cities with candidates' image and information.
And for sure, it is quite eye-catching. But in this era, does this method still work? Is it still effective? Now, to know more about the matter, let's take a look on the following report. But after that, the 3-hour news show will return, so keep it right here.
So this is what's happening in Indonesia every 5 years. Billboards, banners spread across the street as a part of the general election campaign. On the billboards and banners, we have the candidates' self-portraits with their names, ballot orders, as well as the political parties that they represent. And this is the situation that we are facing every single day. These banners, billboards, and pennants serve as crucial elements of campaign props. They emerge throughout the region or city during the campaign period from November 28, 2023 to February 10, 2024. With such an extended duration and a number of names to remember, I cannot but wonder, does this approach still resonate with today's voters?
Ya kalau menurut saya sih kalau metode-metode itu sekarang udah nggak efektif lagi ya, karena kan sekarang zamannya digital ya.
Nah, yang jelas kurang efektif sekarang mah. Kan sekarang lebih bagus, lebih efektif di medsos. Ya kan? Kalau banner-banner begitu kan mengganggu estetika gitu. Merawut jadinya.
Aku sering naik motor tuh terakhir ini kan udah banyak banget ya bendera, dan menurut aku tuh ganggu banget sih, karena aku tuh ngendarain juga kayak itu tuh benar-benar agak nutup banget.
Udah nggak penting sih kayaknya, mending dipungut-pungutin aja lah.
Sebenarnya efektif, cuman tempatnya aja yang kadang menyusahkan banyak orang gitu.
Kalau menurut saya sih nggak ngeganggu sih. Sambil lihat-lihat mana nih anggota DPR kan suka ada caleg-caleg tuh suka ada motivasinya ininya gitu.
Campaign prop size are sometimes large, so candidates could take advantages of it as an introduction to voters. These props should include the self-image of candidates or political parties, along with their vision, mission, and programs. They can be placed anywhere, except in worship places, hospitals, educational buildings, and government-owned facilities. Based on the same regulation, the campaign props installation should also consider the ethic, aesthetic, the cleanliness, and the beauty of the area or the city based on law. Emphasizing safety is crucial, especially given the incidents during this campaign period, where falling billboards cause injuries and even death.
Jadi laka di flyover
Juga karena angin kencang, baliho dari partai.
A re-evaluation focusing on proper installation and location selection is imperative. Before installing campaign props, candidates or political parties must consult with the General Election Commission and local government. In addition, they must obtain permits from individuals or private sectors if the props are placed on their properties.
Itu tentang lokasi dan tempatnya itu mengikuti ketentuan yang dibuat oleh masing-masing pemerintah daerah. Apakah aturannya menggunakan peraturan daerah, apakah peraturan kepala daerah masing-masing, tempat-tempat yang diperbolehkan. Nah, soal kemudian masing-masing pasang di mana ini kan tentu ada pertimbangan soal estetika ya mestinya. Nah, kalau soal tempat kan sepanjang itu diperbolehkan atau diizinkan oleh Pemda, maka boleh dipasang di situ. Tetapi yang harus menjadi kesadaran bersama adalah aspek estetika, kemudian aspek keamanan, keselamatan.
In response to injuries and fatalities, the General Election Supervisory Agency, or Bawaslu, and the Public Order Agency, or Satpol PP, have removed campaign props that pose a threat to life. Bawaslu also plans to engage with candidates, raising awareness regarding prop safety and accountability in such cases.
Pertanggungjawabannya itu biasanya pidana umum. Pidana umum atau juga nanti antara korban dan juga pemasang.
Apakah ada peringatan kepada partai politik atau caleg?
Pasti akan kami ingatkan kepada teman-teman peserta pemilu agar berhati-hati. Mengingatkan para pemasang, jangan bukan calegnya yang masang, pasti timnya. Timnya ini harus diingatkan oleh para caleg.
Given these recent events, candidates might explore alternative campaign methods. The independent movement, Bijak Memilih, suggests utilizing social media and public discussion campaign methods. As a movement that disseminates election information to the younger generation, Bijak Memilih believes that these methods are a suitable follow-up to traditional campaign props. Voters could know their candidates better after interacting with them. While these new approaches allow voters to get to know their candidates better, campaign props remain the first encounters voters have with the candidates.
But then that has to be followed up for further research, right? Because especially with the increasing use of social media, that's where your information has to be, there has to be a follow-up from the poster towards the social media, right? Maybe you can show your past work on social media and then what are, the plans for the future that you are planning to do. And other than the social media, the information that you put on social media, you can also create public engagement, right? I mean, we see that there are some legislative candidates who are meeting the people, but how do you do the offline engagements, right? Are you just there to give them money or to give them freebies? Or are you really there to listen to their concerns? Are you just meeting your supporters? Or are you also meeting your critics?
Campaign props still hold a prominent place in the minds of the electorate. The key now lies in effectively utilizing campaign props without causing disruption. Finally, after a long tiring process, I can now sit down and I know what we should prepare for the campaign of 2024 general elections. Actually, there are a lot of things to prepare. First, you need to prepare for the design. It should not only include your face or your candidate numbers, but it should also include your future programs or maybe previous achievements if you have. And then the second, you need to also make a permit with the officials as well as local government. Third, you need to make sure that the installation will not cause any harm or disturbance from people who pass the street or various places. It also needs to be taken note that you don't go to places that are prohibited by the officials or the local government. Fourth, you need to prepare for the budget. Again, for the design of the props, the installation, the permit, the tax, and also a lot of things, again, a lot of the unexpected things that you will facing through the campaign period. And the fifth one, the last one, which is also really important, is that thinking about the aftermath after the campaigning period, where you have to make sure that the waste itself will not cause any disturbance again for the people. Saying is all of this already making me tired because there are a lot of things that we need to consider when you're running for the candidates. For candidates, you see that there are a lot of preparations, a lot of money that's being put into account throughout the campaign period. Because of this, make sure that you listen to people well and hold your responsibility high. For citizens, you need to always hold the candidates and officials and the local government accountable. Watch over everything and report if there are any misconducts throughout the campaign period. Because after all, what we want is a better Indonesia. Andira Putri and Dian Merdekawati reporting for C Today.
Binjai mau migrasi.
Cakep.
Anjay, aku depot sih.
Ya, aku cuma mau bilang hari ini kamu tuh cantik ya.
Aduh ya Allah.
Oke lah kalau penampilan dia nggak sebaik itu, nggak sebagus itu, nggak seganteng itu, tapi itu hatinya dia sebaik itu dan tidak ada orang yang pernah gue temuin hatinya sebaik Mars.
Pemain.
Good morning, Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and the world. Rise and shine, everyone. A brand new start to a brand new month and a brand new week. Here at
Good morning. Good morning. It's like deja vu. Good.
It's like deja vu. It's like with sports, entertainment as well.
It is time for Steve Today with Business with me, Caroline. All right, guys. See Indonesia, see the world, see today.
Group of volunteers operating in south of the city has united to assist displaced children in a refugee camp in Rafah in overcoming the trauma of war. The volunteers come from diverse professional backgrounds and share expertise in working with young people.
The beauty and the excitement of being there, indescribable to lose such an iconic, historical, and magnificent.
Let's take a look around, shall we? Come on in.
We found them.
Where people come and go.
A cup of tea, a perfect way to end your day. Come see the beauty, only on See Indonesia.
Welcome back to Spotlight, ladies and gentlemen, where we bring you guys some of the sports that you guys can go play here in Indonesia.
Handball karena masih baru, tadi kita harus bisa juga mempopulerkan ini kepada masyarakat sampai ke bawah.
We do it from scratch at the time because we don't know ice hockey, how to play, how to develop, how to manage this sport.
You don't have to be good with your foot. Like, you can just dribble the ball and just throw it to the full ball.
Oh, I love this atmosphere. Woo! Heading to Gili Trawangan. And this special episode, I already prepared myself for an adventure on the island, which in the top of the list to visit. And this is the travel note because life is dope.
Hello and welcome back to the program. This is the second segment of the second hour of the 3-hour news show, and you're still with us, Muhammad Ahir and Safira And again, let's begin the story for this segment with a story from Thailand, where the Thai Constitutional Court on Wednesday afternoon found former Move Forward Party leader Pita Limjaroenrat not guilty in the ITV Media shareholding case.
Earlier, Pita, who won a landslide victory in Thailand's general election, resigned as MFP leader after being suspended as a member of parliament in July following his trial for stock ownership during the election. Thailand's Constitutional Court has cleared Pita Limjaroenrat of any wrongdoing and has ruled that his status as a member of parliament has not ended.
The ruling comes after the Election Commission accused Pita of violating election laws by holding shares in a media company, which is prohibited under Article 98 of the Thai Constitution.
As a result of the accusation, Pita was temporarily suspended from his role as an MP in July and later resigned from his role as leader of the Move Forward Party.
Following Wednesday's ruling, Pita said he will speak with the Speaker of the Thai House of Representatives, Wan Muhammad Nur Matha, to decide when he could resume his duties as an MP.
Earlier, Pita, who won a landslide victory in Thailand's 2023 general election, was blocked by the Thai Senate from becoming Prime Minister.
Despite the setbacks, which he described as a detour, Pita said in an interview on January that he had learned his lessons and vows to continue his fight to reform Thailand.
As mentioned, Thailand's Constitutional Court acquitted reformers leader Pita Limjaroenrat, potentially allowing him to regain his parliamentary seat after being banned.
The court, with an 8-1 majority, has ruled that PETA had not violated regulations prohibiting parliamentarians from possessing shares in media companies.
Thailand's most popular politician cleared by a court to return to parliament. Last July, Pita Limjaroenrat was blocked from becoming premier and suspended from parliament by the Election Commission, while it probed a shareholding in a long inactive media company. On Wednesday, Thailand's constitutional court decided what his supporters say was clear all along. He had not broken any election laws.
I think I've fought my case through articulation of facts and collection of facts, whether it's personal or professional.
But in the gap, his Move Forward party has been pushed into opposition despite winning the most seats in last year's election.
นี่มันเป็นจุดเริ่มต้นแรกที่ดีมากๆค่ะที่ศาลตัดสินออกมาแล้วก็อีกหนึ่งอย่างคือเราเหมือนประชาชนได้รับคุณพิธากลับคืนให้กับประชาชนค่ะเพื่อที่ต่อไปนี้คือการทำงานของคุณพิธาก็จะเป็นการเริ่มต้นที่ดีมากๆเพื่อประชาชนต่อไปค่ะ
Pita may soon also return as party leader, but first, Move Forward has to navigate a new legal danger.
The ruling clears the way for Pita to once more lead the progressive opposition and become a serious long-term challenge for the conservative government of Srettha Thavisin. But troubles lie ahead for his party just next week. It is due to find out if it is to be dissolved by a court for allegedly trying to overthrow the constitutional monarchy by suggesting a reform of the royal defamation law.
For a moment last May, things looked very different for Thailand's most radical party and the near 15 million people who voted for it. The Move Forward party shocked Thailand establishment by winning the most votes and seats, promising to create a more equal and fairer kingdom. It sparked a wave of jubilation after 9 years of government by unpopular former army chief Prayut Chan-o-cha, who led the 2014 coup and held power until last year. But Pita's bid to be prime minister and to form a government was blocked by the military-appointed Senate. They accused him of attacking the monarchy as well as being a political liability after the media share allegation was laid at him. His supporters have throughout said the share issue was a sideshow to block the rise of Thailand's newest political star. Now they say any new moves by the establishment to shut down their voice will backfire.
วันนี้สมัยนี้151เสียงยังชัดเจนไม่พอใช่ไหมคะก็สมัยหน้าก็มาดูกันว่าความชัดเจนมันจะอยู่ตรงไหนก้าวไกลต้องได้เป็นรัฐบาลพิธาต้องชื่อนายกพิธาต้องเป็นนายกอันนี้คือความหวังของเรา
Pita is back. Next week, Thailand will find out if his party will survive. Vichitra Rundi for C Today, Bangkok.
So according to bbcnews.com, on Wednesday or yesterday, Pita was acquitted in the first case against him, but actually Pita faces a potentially more serious legal challenge next week. So the Constitutional Court will rule again, and this time on whether his plan to reform Thailand's harsh lèse-majesté law amounted to an attempt to overthrow the democratic regime of government with the king as the head of state.
All right, and to add the information, and probably people are wondering what is the program and what is make the PETA as a special person for the Thailand or next rulers for the Thailand. He's so young, he has a progressive thought as well. And during the 2023 election campaign, PETA re-energized young and urban Thais exhausted after dwindling protest movement and weary of near a decade of military rule. And mostly written off by commentators, MFP surprised the establishment when they beat the Pheu Thai Party, a veteran political playmaker, and former Premier Thaksin Shinawatra into second place last year, on May to be exact. And MFP's pledges to reform Thailand's strict royal insult laws, as well as plans to break up business monopolies and take on the military's influence in politics, spurred the kingdom's elite into action behind the scenes. And also, PETA was blocked by senators, as we know, appointed by the last junta, from becoming prime minister, and Pheu Thai formed a coalition that included pro-military parties, but shut MFP out of government. But people, that Peter is having his education from Harvard, and also his former Grab executive was drawn into politics since 2018. So
Yes.
basically, he got lots of support from the younger generations.
Right. So let's keep an eye to this issue for the next week, because a verdict, the next week, a verdict finding that the Move Forward acted unconstitutionally in this way could lead to it being dissolved and its leadership being banned from politics. Because according to the data in 2019, the court dissolved Move Forward's previous incarnation. The name is Future Forward, actually before the Move Forward party, after it too had done better than expected in an election. That verdict sparked of months of street protests and unprecedented public criticism of the monarchy.
So we are going to wait and see what is happening in
Next week.
Thailand, and we're gonna give you the update next week, hopefully. All right, let's move on. Indonesian Agrarian and Spatial Planning Minister Hadi Cahyanto distributed some 40 land certificates in Tasikmalaya Sukamulya village yesterday.
The minister delivered some of the certificates door to door.
The handover was part of the free land registration program initiated by the Agrarian and Spatial Planning Ministry.
Minister Cahyanto was seen accompanied by acting West Java Governor Bey Mahmudin and representatives from the Leadership Communication Forum, or Forkompinda. They symbolically handed over the certificates to 10 beneficiaries, including 3 Wakaf recipients.
A total of 337,000 land certificates are expected to be registered in Tasikmalaya. The process is now at 80% completion.
The free land registration program contributes significantly to the economic value of the city, adding up to 1.89 trillion rupiah.
Untuk Kota Madya, Tasikmalaya ini targetnya adalah 337.000 yang sudah selesai 268, sehingga sudah 80% tanah di Kota Madya Tasikmalaya ini sudah terdaftar dan sudah bersertifikat. Kurang 20% lagi saya kejar untuk diselesaikan sehingga menjadi kota lengkap. Kalau kota lengkap berarti seluruh tanah terdaftar secara spasial maupun secara yuridis, tanah itu sudah akurat apabila dimasukkan dalam sistem elektronik.
Meanwhile, acting West Java Governor Bey Mahmudin, along with Indonesian Agrarian and Special Planning Minister Hadi Cahyanto and PT KAI President Director Didik Hartantio, launched new train routes at the Garut station yesterday. So it's moved forward from Tasikmalaya to Garut. From the next one city to the next city.
Pangandaran then.
Yes.
Cannot wait for that. So the new routes over a round trip from Garut to Gambir, Garut to Banjar, and Malang to Bandung.
Oh.
It's a good news.
Yes.
Of course.
We need to try this.
Yeah.
So the new trips are said to be convenient choices for long-distance travelers, especially those traveling between Jakarta, Bandung, Tasikmalaya, Ciamis, Banjar, and Malang.
So the Malang-Bandung route, which initially departs from Bandung at 5:20 p.m., now has an additional trip at 9:50 p.m. So it's a night train then. All services are available on Papandayan, Pangandaran, and Malabar trains. There are 2 classes on the trains, namely executive and economy.
The tickets from the Garut Gambir road or vice versa, it's at 252,000 rupiahs for the executive class and 156,000 rupiahs for economy class. Meanwhile, an executive seat for Garut Banjar roads costs not too far, actually 269,000 rupiahs for the price, and economy is set at 180,000. It's a good news. We can go to Pangandaran directly. Yes. So the morning departure for the Malang-Bandung road costs 420,000 rupiahs for executive class and 250,000 rupiah for economy class.
A 20% proportional discount for these services is currently valid until the end of this month. So the new routes are expected to boost economic growth, particularly in the tourism sector.
Dan tentunya dengan dioperasikannya kereta Papandayan dan kereta Pangandaran tentunya akan memperkuat konektivitas antar kota dan antar daerah di Jawa Barat, serta membuka lebih banyak lagi pintu peluang untuk pertumbuhan ekonomi, pariwisata dan mobilitas penduduk. Jadi di Garut ini Pak Menteri sangat terkenal dengan pariwisatanya dan juga kulinernya. Ada dodol Garut Pak di depan Bapak dan Bu Rayot Pak, yang coklat-coklat itu Bu Rayot namanya Pak itu. Itu khas Garut Pak.
Burayot, you should try it when you are in Garut.
What is that?
It's a local culinary. It's like
chicken porridge?
No, it's like a ring cake. You know, kue cincin.
Okay.
Or aliagram
It's
in
called
Burayot in Garut.
Oh, I thought it's bubur ayam Garut.
No, you should ask the executive producer of this program,
Kue
Kang Roni,
cincin.
because he knows well about Burayot. You know.
Oh, it's a sweet?
Yes, it's sweet. It's
nice.
more to Kedungora area. It's more close to Bandung region.
Nice. So we can access or we can go there in a short time. Because I still remember when I was a kid, I went to Pangandaran for 2 days. I have to go from Jakarta to Garut, and then I stay over there, and then continue my trip to Pangandaran on the in the morning.
Oh, for the next day.
Yes.
Well, thanks to the train route for now.
Exactly.
And we should try it this month because there is a discount.
There's a
20%.
discount.
Yes.
All right.
Let's ask Messi whether he wants to go there. Okay. We're going for another break, and of course we call Messi for that. Okay, Safira?
All right.
Guys, while you're on a conversation of Burayot, you're making me really hungry. And you know what I could eat right now?
What?
I could eat some apple.
Apple.
Guess what? Apple, the tech company, has just returned to $3 trillion in market value. So we have news about that. And we also have news about some yearly reports from other companies as well. So stay tuned on 3 Hour News Show, only on See Today. The business segment is up next.
Their existence is now being critically endangered.
Dia memiliki ekor yang sangat panjang, jauh lebih panjang daripada badannya sendiri.
Tekniknya dia itu bergelombol, menggunakan punggung temannya untuk naik.
Sebenarnya konservasi burung hantu di sini latar belakangnya jelas asas manfaat. Jadi kita pengen melestarikan burung, melestarikan satwa, tapi juga otomatis dampaknya ke masyarakat yang khususnya sekarang kalau di sini kan petani.
Hey there, buddies! Welcome back to another episode of Buddy Talk.
Enggak, dia hostnya, kita co-hostnya.
It's better to be overdressed than underdressed. That's actually a good hack, because I used to live in Canada. That was our trick. Point to Manado on the map. I'm horrible. I told you I'm bad.
Dikira dengan banyaknya informasi itu kan jadi makin gampang gitu nulisnya.
Iya.
Tapi ternyata susah banget.
About you that makes me indulge in the company of your own kind.
The beauty and the excitement of being there.
Indescribable through such an iconic, historical, and magnificent.
Let's take a look around, shall we? Come on in. We found them.
Where people come and go. A cup of tea, a perfect way to end your day. Come see the beauty, only on See Indonesia.
.821 ini perbedaannya dari Ducati sebelumnya adalah pertama terletak dari radiator, kedua dari desainnya yang cukup gambot, lebih padat, dan yang ketiga dia sudah ada riding mode.
Good morning, Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and the world. Rise and shine, everyone. A brand new start to a brand new month and a brand new week. Here at
Good morning. Good morning. It's like deja vu. Good.
It's like deja vu. It's like with sports, entertainment as well.
It is time for See Today with Business with me, Caroline. All right, guys. See Indonesia, see the world, see today.
A group of volunteers operating in south of the city has united to assist displaced children in a refugee camp in Rafah in overcoming the trauma of war. The volunteers come from diverse professional backgrounds and share expertise in working with young people. And welcome back to the 3-hour news show. It's time for my favorite segment of the day, the business segment. So without any further ado, let's get right to it. Microsoft briefly surpassed Apple with the highest market value in the world in mid-January. But despite the problem with the Apple Watch, it looks like their phones and upcoming Vision Pro might be the answer. Apple's market value returns to $3 trillion for the third time, making it the first company to achieve this milestone. Recently, Apple has surpassed Samsung as the most sought-out phone in the world. The pre-order for their upcoming Vision Pro is off to a great start, while analyst Ming-Chi Kuo estimates that Apple sold 160,000 to 180,000 Vision Pro units over the weekend, far above his earlier estimates that Apple will only have about 60,000 to 80,000 units in stock at launch. With the price tag of $3,499 per unit, that means at least $600 million in pre-order for the Apple Vision Pro. And from Apple, we move to news from Indonesia, where a study by the Indonesia Halal Watch on the boycott of Israeli-affiliated products revealed that 87% of the 700 respondents from 12 major cities in Indonesia support the campaign. The research aimed to gauge public response to the decree from the Ulema Council, or MUI, regarding the boycott. The results were announced yesterday before MUI Secretary General Buya Amirsya Tambunan, MUI Law and Human Rights Deputy Commissioner Manager Nasution, Mercy Presidium Henry Hidayatullah, and AXA Working Group Chair Nur Ikhwan Abadi. 66.1% of the respondents fully supported the decree, while 20.6% strongly supported it. Only 12% did not support the campaign, and 1.3% were firmly against the boycott. Indonesia Halal Watch founder Ihsan Abdullah believes that continuing the boycott can help revive the economy by encouraging the use of local products. The campaign not only aids the Palestinian cause, but also emphasizes the importance of supporting local industries. In addition to advocating for the boycott, the Indonesia Halal Watch urges the government to identify more Israeli-affiliated products. Such move is deemed crucial to prevent any confusion amongst the public and ensure an effective boycott.
Hasil riset dari Indonesia Halal Watch itu menunjukkan bahwa ketaatan masyarakat terhadap fatwa Majelis Ulama Indonesia menunjukkan angka yang signifikan, cukup tinggi, mencapai 87%, dan itu sejalan dengan boikot yang dilakukan oleh masyarakat. Artinya karena isi fatwa itu adalah yang pertama mendukung perjuangan bangsa Palestina, yang kedua isinya adalah dengan menghindari menggunakan produk-produk Israel dan produk-produk yang terafiliasi dengan Israel.
All right, everybody, we're closing shop for the business and economics updates for today, but don't go anywhere because when we return, Shafira will bring you the latest from the world of sports. So stay tuned on the 3-hour news show, only on See Today.
Good morning, Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and the world. Rise and shine, everyone. A brand new start to a brand new month and a brand new week.
Good morning. Good morning. It's like deja vu. Good.
It's like deja vu. It's like with sports, entertainment as well.
It is time for See Today with Business with me, Caroline. All right, guys. See Indonesia, see the world, see today.
The beauty and the excitement of being there
indescribable to lose such an iconic, historical, and magnificent.
Let's take a look around, shall we? Come on in. We found them.
Where people come and go. A cup of tea, a perfect way to end your day. Come see the beauty, only on See Indonesia.
Oh, I love this atmosphere. Woo! Heading to Gili Trawangan. And this special episode, I already prepared myself for an adventure on the island, which in the top of the list to visit. And this is the travel note because life is dope.
Group of volunteers operating in the south of the city has united to assist displaced children in a refugee camp in Rafah in overcoming the trauma of war. The volunteers come from diverse professional backgrounds and share expertise in working with young people.
Welcome back. This is Sports Segments on 3-Hour News Show. Our first story is from the loss of Indonesia to Japan has left the team's chances of reaching the knockout stage even slimmer. The Garuda squad, currently third in Group D and fourth among the best third-place teams, has 3 points from 3 matches with 2 defeats and 1 win. Indonesia's chances of reaching the knockout stage now hinge on results elsewhere. The squad is hoping for Bahrain to lose either 2-0 or by a 3-goal margin. This would allow Indonesia to have a better goal difference over Bahrain. Additionally, a draw between Oman and Kyrgyzstan would benefit Indonesia. Oman would finish the group stage with only 2 points, placing them below Indonesia. These crucial matches are scheduled for tonight. Basketball, moving on to the NBA, Stephen Curry had 25 points and 8 assists, while Klay Thompson scored 24 as the Golden State Warriors won Wednesday night in their first game back after the death of assistant coach Dejan Milojevic last week. The Warriors beat the Atlanta Hawks 134-112. Curry and Thompson, dubbed the Splash Brothers, put in a shining performance for their beloved Brad, the word for brother in Serbian that Milojevic so lovingly used for all of the Warriors. Jonathan Kuminga made all 11 of his shots on the way to 25 points as 7 Warriors scored in double figures. Curry and Thompson shot a combined 10 for 18 from deep as the Warriors finished 48.5% with 16 three-pointers. Curry, Thompson, and Draymond Green notched their 400th regular season victory together. In an emotional pre-game ceremony, the two teams stood united on one sideline near their team benches and listened as the Serbian national anthem played in his honor. Each Warrior player then placed an extra jersey with Milojevic's name on the back, worn during warm-ups on one of the coaching chairs, which also featured a special black t-shirt with the word Brad draped over the seat. Milojevic suffered a heart attack last Tuesday night at a team diner in Salt Lake City and died the next day. A tribute video played on the big screen and photos all over Chase Center show a beaming Decky, as they so fondly called him. Warriors coach Steve Kerr called for the sellout crowd, which was the Warrior franchise record for 500 consecutive to celebrate the Joy Milojevic exuded every day with a standing ovation in lieu of a moment of silence.
Working defensively, DeJounte Murray just knew he was by Klay Thompson.
And that's a wrap for sports for now, but when we return, we'll have more information, including our signature segment, See the Story. So keep it here on the 3-hour news show on See Today.
Hey there, buddies! Welcome back to another episode of Buddy Talk.
Enggak, dia hostnya, kita co-hostnya.
It's better to be overdressed than underdressed. That's actually a good hack, because I used to live in Canada. That was our trick.
Point to Manado on the smash. I'm horrible. I told you I'm bad.
Dikira dengan banyaknya informasi itu kan jadi makin gampang gitu nulis.
Iya.
Tapi ternyata susah banget.
About you that makes me indulge in the company of your own kind.
Ke Binjai mau migrasi.
Cakep.
Anjay, aku deportasi.
Ya, aku cuma mau bilang hari ini kamu tuh cantik loh.
Aduh ya Allah.
Oke lah kalau penampilan dia nggak sebaik itu, nggak sebagus itu, nggak seganteng itu, tapi itu hatinya dia sebaik itu dan tidak ada orang yang pernah gue temuin hatinya sebaik Mars.
Pemain.
Group of volunteers operating in the south of the city has united to assist displaced children in a refugee camp in Rafah in overcoming the trauma of war. The volunteers come from diverse professional backgrounds and share expertise in working with young people.
Their existence is now being critically endangered.
Dia memiliki ekor yang sangat panjang, jauh lebih panjang daripada badannya sendiri.
Tekniknya dia keluar dia itu bergelombol menggunakan punggung temannya untuk naik.
Sebenarnya konservasi burung hantu di sini latar belakangnya jelas asas manfaat. Jadi kita pengen melestarikan burung, melestarikan satwa, tapi juga otomatis dampaknya ke masyarakat yang khususnya sekarang kalau di sini kan petani.
The beauty and the excitement of being there.
Indescribable through such an iconic, historical, and magnificent.
Let's take a look around, shall we? Come on in.
We found them.
Where people come and go.
A cup of tea, a perfect way to end your day. Come see the beauty, only on See Indonesia.
.821 ini perbedaannya dari Ducati sebelumnya adalah pertama terletak dari radiator, kedua dari desainnya yang cukup gambot, lebih padat, dan yang ketiga dia sudah ada riding mode.
Oh, I love this atmosphere. Woo! Heading to Gili Trawangan. And this special episode, I already prepared myself for an adventure on the island, which in the top of the list to visit. And this is the travel note because life is dope.
The beauty and the excitement of being there.
Indescribable through such an iconic, historical, and magnificent.
Let's take a look around, shall we? Come on in.
We found them.
Where people come and go.
A cup of tea, a perfect way to end your day. Come see the beauty, only on See Indonesia.
Welcome back to the 3-hour news show on See Today, where now for the next hour we'll bring you the latest stories in our City Story segment, and you're still with me, Muhammad Ahir.
And my name is Shafira. For the latest updates, you can also follow us on Instagram, X, also YouTube at See Today News. And also with us
is myself, Sati Permesi. But before anything else, let's see what's making the headlines for today.
A video captured by an ITV News camera operator in Gaza showed a man shot and fatally wounded while walking along a road with a group carrying a white flag.
In business news, Apple's market value returns to $3 trillion for the third time, making it the first company to achieve this milestone.
chances for Indonesia to advance to the knockout round of the AFC Asian Cup depend on results elsewhere after the Garuda squad lost 3-1 to Japan yesterday.
And in a moment, our series story segment, we will chat with a content creator from Brunei Darussalam about the country's cultural odyssey through the lens of youth.
All right, guys, as we know that it's been a lot of conversations going because of this event. The royal wedding of Prince Abdul Mateen and his longtime partner, Yang Mulia Anisha Rosnah, is still a public discussion and currently trending on social media, even though a week has passed since the occasions. So how much do we know about Brunei Darussalam? Well, frankly, I only know a little bit about Brunei Darussalam. What about you guys?
I love geography and social sciences, so actually, I know about the basic information about Brunei Darussalam, Bandar Seri Begawan, and then Istana or Nurul Iman Palace. But actually, when I grew up like that now, I don't know exactly about the culture or what is happening right now there in Brunei Darussalam. But after the story of Prince Abdul Mateen and Anisha Rosnah, it's like, as you said, it's like an opening door for
like the open door.
The open door for our curiosity to know more about what's happening now in Brunei.
Exactly, the neighboring countries.
How about you, Messi?
It's crazy how much power a single event can have in attracting us to be able to learn more about the country. Right before this, I only knew Brunei as an oil-rich country, which has enabled its government to provide a lot of services to its citizens in the country. So I can imagine living there must be quite nice, perhaps.
Exactly. I wonder about the culinary as well. The how they live to each other, because I wonder, because it's not too far from Indonesia, right? It's in Borneo area. It's close to Kalimantan area. Are they shared similar kind of culinary or kind of food? I wonder about that. I'm really curious.
Actually, if you want to go by bus from Pontianak, West Kalimantan, to Brunei Darussalam, there. You can do that actually, but it takes 12 hours.
Oh wow! Okay.
And we don't need a.
But if you love journey, if like you did from Jakarta to Pangandaran,
for 2 days, why not to go to Brunei Darussalam?
And as an Indonesian, we don't actually need visas to enter Brunei.
No. It's ASEAN. It's part
ASEAN,
of it. It's ASEAN, of course. There's no need of visa. It's ASEAN country.
Shall we go now?
Wait. Before we go,
we need to ask the information more.
We have to collect lots of information about Brunei Darussalam.
Indeed. And we are now connected just for that with Shanice Chong, a content creator from Brunei Darussalam, to share with us the cultural odyssey through the lens of youth. Now, she went viral with the content We Live in Brunei. So, without further ado, let's say hi to her. Hi, Shanice.
Hello, Shanice.
Where are you, Shanice?
Hi. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi. What time is it now in Brunei?
It's currently 8:09.
Oh, so 1 hour further than us. Then we are 7 p.m. Almost 10. 10 past 7. So, Shanice, as a content creator from our neighboring countries, oh my God, you are so close but too far. Yes, so close and far. Brunei Darussalam would love to hear your perspective, your story on the recent royal wedding of Prince Abdul Mateen and Anisha Rosna. Are you, I don't know, as a youngsters, are you as excited as we are here? At least, yeah, like
yes, of course.
You know, for your information, Shafira is one of the truth of Patah Hati Asians.
Yeah. Prince Mateen. How? The broken-hearted. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Sunise? Are you joining the group?
I don't want to like join them because I don't want to, you know, like there's a lot of girls, they're crushing on Prince Abdul Mateen, and I think I would just leave them alone.
So tell us about
Tell us about about the fuss about the wedding, because we are so curious about that.
How's the hype in Brunei or in other area in Brunei actually, and yeah, what the story that we haven't known yet already.
Okay, so as you know that this wedding creates a lot of hype, not only in Brunei but also in other countries as well. I think it kind of went viral, and I think that Prince Abdul Mateen let more people to know about Brunei. So let me tell you guys about the wedding. Okay, so when a member of the royal family gets married, it is a very significant occasion celebrated by the nation. So there was a parade that happened at Bandar Seri Begawan, which is the capital of Brunei, where people began to along the parade good hours before it began. I think it was about 5 a.m. that people would start to line up on the roadside and wait for the Prince Abdul Mateen to come. So standing in a open top Rolls Royce, waving to thousands of onlookers, and many people were just wishing them well, taking pictures and waving back at them. And there were also students who were there. They were given balloons that says Selamat Pengantin Diraja, which means that congratulations on your royal wedding. And I heard that there were even free ice cream trucks for people who were lining up.
Wow.
But for those who can't make it in person, for those who can't make it in person, there's a live streaming through Radio Television Brunei, which stands for, which is Brunei's public broadcaster. I just want to say that as a Bruneian, I am so happy, and I'm sure that everyone else in Brunei is Prince Abdul Mateen and his wife Anisha Rosna.
Wow, we are so happy to see
I was the one who watched from RBT, the Royal Brunei Television. I follow that as well, the parade. So did you join the crowd for congratulating the prince and making some contents maybe?
I actually did. I actually didn't. I was overseas at that time.
Yeah. All right. So one thing that I wonder from the wedding is the designer of the wife of the prince that wearing, because it's so pretty. Inspire me. I saved all the pictures.
I think this moment is like confessing of each other, of us, like a guilty pleasure for following the story about it. From my side, you know, Messi, until now, I still have the upcoming Insta stories about the wedding up until now, including the story about diamonds. Being used by Anisha Rosna.
Exactly, amazing.
Like a lot of people making a lot of contents about it. How about you, Shanice? What kind of content that you make?
I didn't do any content regarding the wedding because I wasn't there. If I was there, I would really post a lot of content about the wedding.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Now I'm curious about because you've seen the clothes, you've seen the design of the entire wedding, right? And you can see that it's very Brunei, traditional Brunei design and very traditional Brunei kind of culture. Now, Brunei boasts a rich blend of Malay, Chinese, and indigenous influences. Now, first of all, would you say that you can see these influences in the wedding yesterday? And do you think that these cultural elements shape the identity of Brunei's youth, such as yourself as well?
Yes. I think that growing up in such a multicultural environment helps to foster a sense of appreciation for diversity and encourages a blending of traditions.
Right.
When young people in Brunei is able to adopt to various cultural elements, it forms a diverse and inclusive identity among everyone in Brunei, especially the youth. I think that this makes us youngsters to be more tolerant and understanding with one another, and also to be more open-minded on things. For example, it helps Brunei to understand modern challenges like mental health issues, improvement in racism, and also to foster a better connections with one another, which I think is one of the reasons why Brunei is so peaceful.
Okay.
All right, very interesting,
Yeah.
because we are talking about young generation or younger generation.
Right.
You are very engaged with social media and technology, and you are one of the social media users. You are very creative in social media. You've been viral with your content as well. So, and thanks to you, we know better about Brunei. So, in the age of digital media, how do social platforms and technology contribute to promoting and preserving Brunei's cultural heritage among the younger generation?
I think that thanks to social media and technology, nowadays Brunei's food bloggers can easily show our traditional dishes online and promote them. And I think that in this way, young people can discover and share Brunei's traditional food more towards online, so that other people in other countries can know about it as well. And also, there's a video game made by Rabiato. He wants to graduate from University Technology of Brunei.
Wow.
It was a virtual museum video game play.
Really?
In the game, yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Send us the link.
In the game,
Send us the link of the game.
open air.
Okay, okay. Wow, so cool.
Cool.
Didn't know about that.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, tell us more about your content, Shanice, because you are, you are very active in social media. How do you start it? And how do you see the content before you make it? I mean, you see something and then you think about, oh, okay, I'm going to make a content from what I see, and you think that people will get benefit out of it.
So before I posted about the Brunei content, I usually post about like comedy content or like lifestyle, beauty. But then I jump into this trend called like we live in, and it's like, for example, it's like where you live. So you say we live in Brunei, and you say facts about Brunei.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember this.
Okay. And from where you started following the trends? We live in Brunei, and then what is the first content that you make?
I think the first content that I make about Brunei is with my best friend.
Okay.
We were just in a room because I was very bored. Content that people would actually watch.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So.
Yeah, and I was like thinking of the facts that I can say about Brunei. Yeah, so then we did it.
Nice.
So while we're on the subject, because you are the Brunei connoisseur, at least you're teaching us a lot about Brunei at the moment. You know, would you say are there any intriguing or lesser known facts about Brunei Darussalam that you think people outside the country might not be aware of? Is there something that we might not know about Brunei that you think we should know about Brunei?
Okay, about this one, this is very interesting. A lot of people that I met outside the country thought that Brunei only consists of Malay people. But actually Brunei is a very multicultural society.
Okay.
Even though like Malay made up most of the population, we also have other races like Chinese, Indians, Indonesians, Dusuns, and many more.
Okay, okay. Oh, so it's quite diverse then.
Diverse
very
population.
multicultural.
So let's say we are impulsively going to Brunei Darussalam.
To your country.
To your country.
Yeah.
We're thinking to take a bus from Pontianak to West Kalimantan.
Even
So
though
for
it takes
anyone,
12
including
hours.
us, who wants to visit Brunei, especially us, the youth.
Yeah.
So where or what would you recommend as must-see places or experiences? Like give a kind of bucket list, like you should try this food that you would never find at other place, even if in Sabah, Sarawak, or in Malaysia, or even, do you know what kind of recommendation that you want to give to us?
In terms of food, I would say nasi katok.
What is that? I'm
Nasi
interested. Nasi katok.
Oh, nasi katok is
Nasi katok.
yes, nasi katok.
Okay, what is that?
It consists of rice,
Okay.
chicken, and sambal, and it's so delicious. And it only costs $1.
Oh, really?
Wow.
$1? Okay. So, what's the difference between nasi katok and nasi lemak?
So nasi lemak has eggs, anchovies, and peanuts.
Oh, okay. Okay. Nasi katok don't have anything like that. Only chicken and sambal.
Yes.
Oh, they put the coconut too for the rice, coconut rice, something like that. No, to make it.
No, just normal rice.
Just normal rice. Okay. So what's the chicken are cooked made from?
Oh, the chicken is, I don't know how they marinate it, but they fried it.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So
wow.
when will be the best time for eating that nasi katok?
Nasi katok.
And we should find it in the morning or for the lunch, or for dinner?
I think for lunch and dinner and supper, especially supper. A lot of people eat nasi katok for supper.
Oh, okay. I just Googled nasi katok here.
Did you find it?
Yes. Oh, actually, yeah. They fried it like this. They put the sambal.
That
Nice.
looks
See?
absolutely
Interesting. For supper, interesting.
For
so it means
supper.
the culture
They
is,
put the eggs
you know,
on
in
top
Jakarta
of
it's
the
called
rice.
nongkrong.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly.
Stay late by eating nasi katok in Brunei Darussalam. It's interesting.
It's interesting. So, Shanice, we have a very trend beverages here. Like we have milk, iced and iced coffee, and we have bubble tea and everything. Do you have it too in Brunei for the youngsters?
Yes, we have bubble tea.
You have a bubble tea as well.
Bubble tea is like a Southeast Asian or just Asian.
Exactly, right?
specialty.
Milk tea and bubble
Milk
tea.
tea, bubble tea. We have iced coffee here. It's like a new trend. So I think we share similar things between
we do.
Indonesia and Brunei. But unfortunately, well, we never get a chance to visit the country. After Shanice introducing us about the Brunei, especially about nasi katok, I'm willing to go to Brunei there. So
Good on our bucket list.
Absolutely. Tomorrow.
all right.
Tomorrow, not tonight.
Tonight.
Oh my
There you go.
God, I'm
Straight
so
to
easy
tonight.
to tease. So it's not see the story segment if we don't ask our guests to play a game with us. So Shanice, you will play a game with us here. You will against Akhir and Messi in this game. You're going to play this game. We're going to play this game together. All you guys have to do is to guess the name of the city from the picture and the plasma.
Okay.
Can you see it, Shanice? On
Wait,
your plasma?
right now? I think. So we're going to play it now. Okay.
Right.
Ready.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Are you ready, Shanice? Are you
Okay.
ready? Can you see it?
How,
Can you see
how's the rule?
So
By mentioning our name?
yeah. You
Okay.
have to, and if you want to answer, you have to mention your name one by one. So
So
I
you
know
say-
who is going to answer first, and then it's gonna be loose.
So let's say Messi, for
Messi
example, like that.
or
Ashir.
Okay.
And Shanice, you have to shout your name, Shanice, and then I will point you to answer the questions. All right?
All right, sounds good.
All right. Okay. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start the game. The question number one. Let's see the plasma. What city in this picture?
Ooh.
Oh God, of course.
No. Oh,
This
I thought-
one. Oh my God.
I thought they were going to show a
Yeah,
picture.
yeah.
Don't forget to mention your name, guys.
Wait.
Picture of the actual city. What is that?
Okay, you don't know? Please, if you know, just mention your name.
Oh. Is it Bangkok?
Yes!
I know who's making this game.
And shuttlecock,
I know.
it becomes Bangkok. All right?
That's great.
Now you
It
get
always
it.
come from
That's
each other.
absolutely
And
Yeah, that's correct, Messi. Good job.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
Shanice. Okay, Shanice, go girl.
Oh my God.
All right, the second
It's
picture.
not. I thought it was easy peasy and then
Easy. Okay.
This is so-
You're thinking about nasi katok?
No.
Because me too.
Okay. I'm ready now.
Okay, these second pictures, Shanice, get ready. All right, this is the second picture. Let's see this plasma. Okay,
Oh,
can you
this
guess
is
it?
Difficult. I can't
Okay, wait,
see
wait.
this
This one is.
It's Jack from Titanic, and I think it's a picture or it's a heart things.
A rainbow? Is it Jax or I forgot his.
You jump, I jump.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, but
No, I think-
please, please.
The name
focus.
of the city in
The
Southeast Asia, yeah?
city in Southeast Asia. Can you guess, guys?
Oh my, it's so hard.
Jack and Art.
Achir.
Ashir.
Jakarta?
Nice, correct.
Jack and Art. So it's in Jakarta.
Jack, you jump, I jump.
You jump, I jump. Oh my God. Actually, I hate this game, because like you need to give your wildest guess for this.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm ready
Please
now.
expand
Actually.
your, I don't know, your vision, guys.
Yes, okay.
Okay, the third one. One Messi, one Achir, 0 for Shanice. Come on,
Janice, come on.
Shanice.
You can
Come
beat
on.
us.
Okay.
You can beat us. Come on, Janice.
Come on, Brunei, come on. All right, the third one, the third picture, let's see in the plasma. On the plasma, all right.
Here we go. What?
Man.
Man, and what is that? Oh, it's a river?
Men River?
Lake? Man Lake?
Nile
Man
River.
Lake.
It's a Nile River.
Oh!
Basically.
Oh my God! Messi! Messi!
Messi.
Oh,
Messi.
Shanice.
Shanice, sorry. Shanice, I heard you first.
It's okay.
Make it more.
Yeah.
Is it Manila?
Yeah!
Oh, right!
Correct!
Oh my
Okay,
God.
everyone, each one of
getting
you
tired.
get one.
It's
Okay,
getting very
starter.
close. It's getting very
Okay.
close. Let's see what's up next.
She's awake now. All right. Next pictures. Here we go.
Oh, what is that?
Whoa.
Oh, it's gone. Where'd it go?
What is
Yes.
that? All right.
There it is. Okay.
There are
Band-
three pictures.
band
There are
three.
three pictures. Oh my God, it's so easy.
Is
Achir.
Achir.
Let me give my wildest
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Bandar Sri Begawan.
Oh, can you elaborate that pictures? Why? Why you answer it?
Yeah, I'm
Bandar
curious about it.
Sri
Because it's
Begawan.
band,
And then,
and then the rest I guess it.
because there are
Three.
three fingers.
I don't know about band,
Band. And then
Sri is
Band.
three,
Okay, yeah.
three.
And-
So I hate.
Three,
You know why
three.
I hate this?
Why? Because I don't want people.
Oh, yawn.
Oh.
Bandar Sri Begawan. Is that correct?
I don't want people to think that we're cheating.
Is it correct?
It's correct. 2 points for Achir. Amazing.
My God,
All
but
right.
it's so we should hate this game, right?
Amazing.
Because it's too far.
Yeah, this is
Band,
difficult.
three,
Yeah,
and
it's too hard. It's too hard.
beyond. Bandar, three, Begawan.
Three
Whatever.
from three.
I don't know who came up with that,
Yeah,
but
I
they are.
Let's hate the creative of this team. Okay, who
well
give this
done.
game?
Well done.
Oh my God. All right. Another one.
All right,
last
last
questions.
question.
Let's
We can
open
tie
the
it-
picture.
Is there any
We can tie it
prize
to
for
that
this?
chair?
Yeah, I have.
Wait.
No.
Nasi katok.
Wait, no, I can't say it. Oh, hang on.
The last pictures. Here we go.
What is that?
Oh my
Chicken
God.
cross.
It's so easy.
Hand
Cross.
Uh-huh.
And cross.
I know. Achir. No. Shanice,
Shanice,
you want to
can you
give
guess?
your guess first? I give it to you.
Can
you
you
guess
see
it?
the pictures?
I have no idea.
Because I know.
I know as well.
Because I know.
I know as
Oh,
well.
wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, Shanice.
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 Yeah.
Yes?
Hanoi.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, share the prize with us, yeah? Shanice.
Yeah. You're going to have to go to Brunei just to deliver it to her
Yeah.
later on.
To Nasi
Yeah.
katok.
There you go.
I
That's
know.
the reason.
Okay, so.
I still hate the game,
Yeah.
Hand.
So 2 points for Achir,
No.
2 points for Shanice, and 1 point to Messi. Congratulations, guys. Okay, I have the present Nasi katok for everyone. No,
Oh, no. Please send nasi kotak to us.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Nasi katok in your door. No, just kidding. Thank you. Yeah, so Shanice, for your information, this is how we play a game in Indonesia. No, I'm just kidding. Again, thank you so much.
It's fun.
Yeah?
Okay, now we know a lot of cities in Southeast Asian country. We have so many things to see here in Southeast Asian region with so many unique and very interesting things to do.
Yeah.
And of course, one thing is very cultural.
Yes.
Yes.
By the way, Shanice, have you ever been here to Jakarta?
I've been to Bali once.
Okay.
But never go to Jakarta. You never visit
Oh
Jakarta?
no, never.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we invite you to cordially come here to Jakarta and come to the studio for
Yes,
Yeah.
telling directly about your
Please bring
story
us
and
the nasi
Bruneian
katok.
story.
Okay,
Yes,
please
don't
bring
forget
us nasi katok.
I would love to.
And we will exchange with nasi uduk.
Yes, the perfect trade. The
Perfect trade.
Okay.
Shanice, thank you very much for your time. We're so enjoying the moment.
Thank you, Shanice.
Having to chat
Thank
with
you so much.
Thank you.
All the best.
Bye. Oh my God. Well, it's very interesting to get to know each other.
Yeah,
I know,
Across
definitely.
Southeast Asian country, to get to know them better. So probably if one day we had a chance to visit the country, we know what to do, we know what to eat,
Yeah.
or maybe we know who to call.
Yeah, who to call? Call Spanish. And you know, I still hate the game.
Right?
Ban,
You won the game.
star,
You did win the
three
game.
with three. Bagao Yang.
We go, yeah.
It says a lot. You're getting better at the game. That
I know.
Thanks a lot,
done,
Peter.
yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much.
So
Congratulations.
while we're discussing about the game, so City Stories will continue after the break, and we will get to know more about places to visit in neighboring Brunei Darussalam. So don't go anywhere. Just stay with us.
Ke Binjai mau migrasi. Anjay, aku deportasi.
Ya aku cuma mau bilang hari ini kamu tuh cantik ya.
Oke lah kalau penampilan dia nggak sebaik itu, nggak sebagus itu, nggak seganteng itu, tapi itu hatinya dia sebaik itu dan tidak ada orang yang pernah gue temuin hatinya sebaik Maris.
Pemain.
Good morning, Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and the world. Rise and shine, everyone. A brand new start to a brand new month and a brand new week. Here at
Good morning. Good morning. It's like deja vu. Good.
Deja vu. It's like with sports, entertainment as well.
It is time for Steve Today with Business with me, Caroline. All right, guys. See Indonesia, see the world, see today.
In south of the city has united to assist displaced children in a refugee camp in Rafah in overcoming the trauma of war. The volunteers come from diverse professional backgrounds and share expertise in working with young people. The beauty and the excitement of being there.
Indescribable through such an iconic, historical, and magnificent.
Let's take a look around, shall we? Come on in. We found them.
Where people come and go.
A cup of tea, a perfect way to end your day. Come see the beauty only on See Indonesia.
Welcome back to Spotlight, ladies and gentlemen, where we bring you guys some of the sports that you guys can go play here in Indonesia.
Handball karena masih baru, tadi kita harus bisa juga mempopulerkan ini kepada masyarakat sampai ke bawah.
We do it from scratch at the time because we don't know ice hockey, how to play, how to develop, how to manage this sport.
You don't have to be good with your foot.
You can just dribble the ball and just throw it to the full ball.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, I love this atmosphere. Woo! Heading to Gili Trawangan. And this special episode, I already prepared myself for an adventure on Bee Island, which in the top of the list to visit. And this is the travel note because life is dope.
Welcome back to 3-Hour News Show, and you're still watching our signature segment, See the Stories. And after having a talk with Shanice, now let's get to know more about her home country, Brunei Darussalam, and its iconic places. First up, let's talk about Kampung Ayer.
So Ayer is mean water, yeah?
Oh.
Yeah.
So the historical village of Kampung Ayer is situated in Brunei capital city of Bandar Seri Begawan. Ban Sri Begawan. So it is actually Bandar Seri Begawan. So Kampung Ayer, or water village, is recognized as the world's largest floating village.
Indeed. Look at that. That looks amazing. Traditional floating homes, along with public facilities like schools and mosques, are all built along the Brunei River. The unique village has long been known as the Venice of the East. It has been playing a vital role throughout history, serving as the social and economic hub during the early years of the British Empire occupation.
One of them, like...
We have it in Banjarmasin.
Yeah, in South Kalimantan.
Yeah, very typical.
And I think if you go to Brunei Darussalam, Kampung Ayer is one of the the most visited place as a tourism place.
Okay,
Kampung Ayer.
And you can see exactly why. It is very beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alrighty, up next we have the Nurul Iman Palace, which is the home of the Sultan of Brunei. So let's have a look at that.
So it's located in the capital Bandar Seri Begawan. Nurul Iman Palace is the official residence of the Sultan of Brunei, Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah, renowned as one of the largest residential palaces in the world. The Nurul Iman Palace is a majestic architectural marvel that blends modern and Islamic design elements. It was built in 1984 and features a vast array of gold domes, intricate carvings, and lush landscape gardens, portraying the country's wealth and cultural heritage.
The palace serves not only as the Sultan's residence, but also the epicenter of official state functions and ceremonies. Nurul Iman Palace is also known as a palace of the faith light. Nurul Iman, or faith light.
Right.
It stands as a symbol of Brunei's historical and cultural significance, drawing attention not only for its grandeur, but also for its role in the nation's political and ceremonial life. While not regularly open to the public, its iconic presence contributes to the unique charms of Brunei's capital city.
It reminds me with the Aladdin's castle.
If it said it is built or officially open or established since 1984, if I'm not mistaken, so that's the year of the National Day of
the Brunei.
Brunei, since 1984.
All right.
And last but not least, we have Omar Ali Saifuddin Mosque, a place rich in culture and history.
Situated in the heart of Bandar Seri Begawan, the Omar Ali Saifuddin Mosque stands as a breathtaking evidence of Islamic spiritual devotion in the country. Recognized as one of the most iconic landmarks in Southeast Asia, the structure boasts its gleaming white facade, adorned with golden domes, minarets, and intricate carvings, all against the backdrop of the Brunei River.
The name Omar Ali Saifuddin Mosque pays tribute to the 28th Brunei Sultan, who played a significant role during his tenure. Saifuddin was born on September 23, 1941, ascended to the throne in 1950 and ruled until 1967.
The Omar Ali Saifuddin Mosque also stands as a symbol of Brunei's rich cultural heritage and the enduring legacy of Sultan Omar Ali Saifuddin III. We saw the picture.
Yeah.
Yes. Sultan Omar.
Yeah.
And
it's so young.
For me,
it's young.
It looks like Prince Abdul Matin.
A
bit.
Yeah, because they are related.
Yeah, they are related.
Of course, of course they're related. So I think the Prince Abdul Matin has his charm.
Yeah, maybe we need to check it first, whether it's like the direct descendant or.
Of course. All right. And it's very interesting. There is a lot of Islamic influences in Brunei Darussalam because Islam is majority. Islam is a majority there in the country, but they are still respected any other religions or faith because they are can live together in peaceful and harmony. They are respect to each other. I think it's very beautiful and good example.
And as a tourist from Indonesia, it'll be so friendly place to find any kind of food.
Exactly, nasi katok.
Nasi katok. That's one of it.
Exactly. If you're looking for your next destination, perhaps Brunei might just be the one for you. So, see the stories will continue after the break, and we will share our own traveling stories in Southeast Asia's many different countries. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned on our new show, only on See Today, for our next suggestions.
Wow.
Their existence is now being critically endangered.
Dia memiliki ekor yang sangat panjang, jauh lebih panjang daripada badannya sendiri.
Tekniknya dia itu bergelombol menggunakan punggung temannya untuk naik.
Sebenarnya konservasi burung hantu di sini latar belakangnya jelas asas manfaat. Jadi kita pengen melestarikan burung, melestarikan satwa, tapi juga otomatis dampaknya ke masyarakat yang khususnya sekarang kalau di sini kan petani.
Welcome back to another episode of Buddy Talk.
Enggak, dia hostnya, kita co-host.
It's better to be overdressed than underdressed. That's actually a good hack, because I used to live in Canada. That was our trick.
Point to Manado on this map. I'm horrible, I told you I'm bad.
Dikira dengan banyaknya informasi itu kan jadi makin gampang gitu nulisnya.
Iya.
Tapi ternyata susah banget. Ke Binjai mau migrasi. Anjay, aku depotsi.
Ya, aku cuma mau bilang hari ini kamu tuh cantik loh.
Aduh ya Allah.
Oke lah kalau penampilan dia nggak sebaik itu, nggak sebagus itu, nggak seganteng itu, tapi itu hatinya dia sebaik itu dan tidak ada orang yang pernah gue temuin hatinya sebaik Mars.
Pemain.
.821 ini perbedaannya dari Ducati sebelumnya adalah pertama terletak dari radiator, kedua dari desainnya yang cukup gambot, lebih padat, dan yang ketiga dia sudah ada riding mode.
Welcome back to 3-Hour News Show, and you're still watching our signature segment, See These Stories. So we had a talk about our neighbor in Southeast Asia. I wonder if either of you have traveled around Southeast Asia. I believe that you are travel to Malaysia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Singapore.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been to Singapore.
You haven't Singapore?
I haven't been to Singapore other than for transit, so I don't think that counts.
How come, Messi? I think you're a global
citizen.
I know. I feel ashamed too.
No,
You've been living in Houston, United States, and you were in the UK for your next study.
Yeah.
But you haven't.
Never Singapore.
Oh,
it's on top of my bucket list, I have to say.
Okay.
All right. I support you for your next.
It was never be an option, or didn't get any chance to visit the country.
I just never got the chance. Like I've been wanting to go for a while.
All right.
Like I would say I've been wanting to go since I was maybe 10 or something.
Okay.
But there was just never an occasion to go.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like I've tried convincing my parents, you know, do you guys want to go to Singapore? But they were like, I don't know if we can at the moment, but hopefully we might be able to soon next year, this year even. So we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, or maybe after the show, I think.
Maybe after the show,
because
yeah,
it's possible.
It's possible.
If for the route, flight route to Singapore, like.
Especially Singapore have a Coldplay concert.
That's
upcoming
true.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, there we
This
go.
is the second night, probably.
Yeah.
But actually,
we endorse it.
thank
And
you
maybe,
very much.
maybe you can put as your honeymoon bucket list.
Oh,
Singapore.
Great idea. Yes. Listen.
I don't feel it a bit. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe you guys can sponsor us to go to
Okay.
And speaking of which, you know, I had a chance to actually visit the Cameron Highlands in Malaysia during our traveling program, See the World. So, if you want to see what that's like, you need to see the World. But I'll tell you a little bit about the story, actually.
I just
Here we go.
heard about
What is that? Cameron Island?
Highland.
Cameron Highlands.
Oh, Cameron
Exactly.
Highlands.
I just knew about Tanah Genting, yeah. Or,
Yeah. Tanah Genting is a great place to go, but I recommend going to Cameron Highlands. You can see the footage of the kind of how it looks in the Cameron Highlands. That is actually an old, or it was built in the 40s or 30s by a
really?
British. Yeah, thereabouts. Or in the 20th century, lah. So
Singapore or Malaysia.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
That's fine.
So there you go. This building actually was made by a British Army officer or a British Armed Forces officer because he loved staying in Malaysia so much. Now this place has been converted into kind of like a bed and breakfast and a pub as well, and it's situated in the Cameron Highlands. Now what the Cameron Highlands is a location kind of in the mountains, about 2 to 3 hours away from Kuala Lumpur north by train, and I have to say it is one of the most beautiful places I've visited in Southeast Asia. Beautiful because I really love
the house is like a British house.
Yeah, like a British colonialism era, Tudor era, or Victorian era kind of colonial house. And I have to say, the cool mountain air, and there's so many places for you can hike, you know, where you can taste the local tea as well, because Cameron Highlands is well known for their tea. I don't know if you've heard of the company Bohtea, B-O-H-T.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly, they come from the Cameron Highlands.
Oh,
so
okay.
you can go to the actual kind of, not factory, but, you know, plantation, where you can try the different kinds of bohtea and the different kinds of snacks that they sell there as well, that they provide there as well. So honestly, if you want to go somewhere up in the mountains, somewhere cold, somewhere where you can feel the kind of colonial heritage perhaps of Malaysia, I recommend the Cameron Highlands for you.
Yeah.
For sure. So nice.
It's a first story that I knew that there is a Cameron Highland in Malaysia. So in which state actually? Is it Johor, Pahang, Kedah, or?
I don't actually remember, I'm not going to lie.
Okay, browse it please. But you know, I'll take your recommendation and I'll bring my favorite instant noodle there.
Yes.
Because it's so cold, you just...
Oh, okay.
Besides the zip of bohtea and then
place to eat it in
boiling or
noodle.
some...
You won't have any trouble finding any noodle places there because the noodles, the noodle soups are amazing.
Really?
The local noodle soup?
The local noodle soup.
Okay.
Oh,
absolutely.
amazing.
Some of the best that I've tried in Malaysia. Even now thinking about it, I'm just getting super hungry.
Shall we go after the show?
So much you should never know about the
Cameron Highlands.
Cameron Highlands. All right, next time probably, when I visit Malaysia.
Yeah.
All right.
How about you,
That's
Safira?
from Messi. From me, I would like to recommend people to try and visit one of my favorite country in Southeast Asia is Thailand.
Yes.
I don't know why.
I have to admit, I've never been there.
Really?
Yes, I just
went
to Malaysia and Singapore.
Oh my God, it's amazing because of Thailand. I think my favorite culinary experience in Southeast Asia is from Thailand because I love Thai food so much. And I know many people are found in Bangkok because of the food, the people, the warmth of the people, shopping things and everything. So, but many may not know about the small region called Khao Yai. So I've been there last year. So it is located in the Pak Chong district, northeast from Bangkok. It's around 4 hours from Bangkok.
By train?
The city. No, by car.
By car. Okay.
There is no train, only a bus. So basically, there is no, I don't know, I could not find a public transport to go there. So I rent a car. So it approximately 1.5 million rupees returns. Yes, returns. I think it's worth it for a long day trip. So what can I recommend to you? There's a lot of things. You know, there's a sunflowers field at the end of the year, like a super large and huge sunflowers field, and then also lavender too.
It's like in the UK then.
Exactly.
Wow. With the
And
lavender.
there's probably, yeah, well, if you like to do wine tasting and everything, there's a vineyard too.
Yeah, yeah.
And there is a Palio Village. It's a piazza. It's like a little Italy in Southeast Asia.
Oh, I see.
It's very authentic because they have the architecture, the food, the village. It reminds you probably if you ever visit to Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like in Venice or Verona, something like that. And also there are Khao Yai National Park. It's very huge and it's so beautiful because it's nature, I think.
Right. Yeah.
And there's and surprisingly, I found a lot of like modern cafe. They serve a very good and nice food. Also, I thought it's in the village. Probably they will send like the trend foods like a cake or something or coffee, something like that. But no, they actually serve you very, very perfectly. Amazing. And the weather is not as hot as in Bangkok.
So is it a kind of a mountainous area? Or?
Yes, but not as a Cameron highlight because they're very high. But there's a side things and there's a lot of plantations too. Basically, it's a flowers plantations.
Sunflower plantations.
Oh my God, sunflowers, and it's super huge and tall sunflowers.
Okay.
It's definitely like
you can even.
Wow, so cool.
It gives it a lot of inspirations there. I went there last year. And
Did you purposely eat the sunflower seed there?
No, I eat the strawberry something because they have a strawberry field they have a strawberry field plantation as well.
Oh,
so basically they have a milk. They have milks, farmers too, and so it's very interesting. So you have to visit there.
They have everything over there.
They have everything. So Khao Yai is one of the most
Khao Yai and
cities,
Cameron Highland.
Yeah, or sites in Thailand or Bangkok. Not
Oh
too
my
far
God,
from
you
there.
are so authentic by giving the recommendation for the tourism. Fine, it's not too maybe it's not too authentic, but I think have you tried Whoosh bullet train?
Whoosh?
I
No,
have
not yet.
You haven't?
Not yet.
See that? Why I recommend my hometown Bandung, Indonesia.
It never fails me.
To go there, because since the establishment of Whoosh, the bullet train, like only in 2 months, 1 million people went to Bandung.
Really?
And you were not at that part.
Yeah.
How come?
You didn't get a chance to visit Bandung.
All right. So I think why I recommend you guys to go to my hometown Bandung because firstly, it's become a first tourism attraction by riding Whoosh.
Of course.
You only need less than 1 hour to go to Bandung.
Yeah.
Then because if you arrive in then from Halim to Padalarang, then you continue with the frog train. It's named a kereta kodok or frog train.
Yeah.
For the what we call it
the transit from Padalarang to Bandung.
No, I mean the
Padalarang to the city.
The train that connect to Padalarang to Bandung. Yes. And after that, you can go to any kind of historical or the modern type of culinary in Bandung.
Yeah.
So I will recommend you to go to, for example, if you arrive in Bandung city, then you can go to Jalan Lembong in Bandung to try rasa. The name of the restaurant here. You haven't. Rasa.
Oh, Rasa.
Have you tried it?
No, I don't know.
This one is one of the authentic and original restaurant in Bandung.
Yeah.
Back in, if I'm not mistaken, from the colonial era as well.
Yeah.
Have you tried?
I have. My family calls it Pete Rasa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I used to go there with my grandparents. Or grandparents.
See that?
Wow.
He went with his grandpa.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, it's a lovely place.
Yes.
Pete Rasa.
Yes.
Pete Rasa or just Rasa?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to try the ice cream.
The ice cream. Oh, yeah. I think I heard that. Never try it.
It's not too far from the train station of Bandung.
Yeah.
And then it's easily to find any public transport from the station. And you can go up to the north for the next historical or old restaurant culinary place in Bandung. We can go to Tokoyu. It's near to Boromius Hospital, or next to my campus.
Seriously?
Bandung Institute of Technology. Yeah, you should go
know,
there.
Well, I've visited Bandung many times.
But you don't know the hidden gems?
No, I don't know.
You shouldn't go
I
to
always
any.
go to the hippest place.
Yeah, no. Sometimes I need to you guys to recommend to the historical eating place.
Wow.
Or you can eat like this one, like you can see from the picture.
What is that?
The fusion. This is a block, you know.
Yes. I never tried some.
Yes. And the beauty of culinary in Bandung, you know, if you want to try this one, you don't have to go to any like famous places. Yeah. You can just eat from street vendors.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because the taste is just authentic.
Really?
And nice.
I never try it.
So that's why every time I go home to my hometown, I always wait for my
seblak moments.
Yeah, no, not just seblak moment, the cuanki moment, the bakso moment,
everything.
You know. Yes.
I tried
from the street vendors, from the abang-abang, you know, with this.
Yeah.
With the gerobak, you know.
Yeah. I always love to go to Bandung. Even sometimes I think about if I have to retire and I have to choose one city, I think I will choose Bandung.
Yeah, Bandung is a great place.
Yeah.
Especially up in the mountains, right?
Yes. I
think we have the common silver lining for this discussion, you know. The highland.
Yes,
Highland.
the mountains.
The mountainous.
Plantation.
Yes,
flowers,
plantation. Yes, because
food.
Bandung is 700 above the sea level.
Yeah.
Good weather, right?
Yeah. Look at that. All three of us are mountain people.
Oh my God.
Wow. We should go impulsively after this.
Yeah, we definitely should.
Wow, amazing. Thank you for the recommendations, guys. I will visit Bandung soon.
By Whoosh, boat train.
Why not?
Yes.
All right. All right, we'll be back with your daily dose of entertainment on the last segment of the show. You don't want to miss that.
Asian flavors is gaining more popularity around the world in the last decade. Personally love this, not just because it is familiar for our palate, but because the airiness, the textures of the youtiao, it's completely different when baguette. So with those appetite and with those pleasure-driven people, special place for restaurant.
Oh, I love this atmosphere. Woo! Heading to Gili Trawangan. And this special episode, I already prepared myself for an adventure on the island, which in the top of the list to visit. And this is the travel note because life is dope.
Welcome back to the program. Time now for some entertainment news. So let's talk about Prince Anisha Rosna's wedding celebration. Still, we are celebrating your wedding, Prince. All right.
Yeah.
Aside from being extravagant and luxurious, what else do you like about this celebration? For me, it's the dress.
The dress.
Of the wife of the.
I know you don't have to maintain your broken heart, yeah?
Yeah. I love the dress. I save the dress. Yeah, I save it for probably someday I'm gonna wear it. So, what about you guys? Did anything catch your attention?
Honestly, the Rolls Royce, yeah.
The Rolls Royce,
man, always.
But overall, the traditions as well.
I just love to know about the more cultural ceremonies during that 10 days and 9 nights, right? It's only like the real Disney stories of Prince and Princess, right?
Yeah, and they both still look stunning for the 10 days. Amazing. So there's this trend in Indonesia that has gone viral with the official song of the wedding. Let's take a look.
The Kingdom of Brunei has held a big celebration this year. The party was held to celebrate the wedding of Prince Abdul Matin and his wife Anisha Rosnah. The prince is one of the most popular royal figures in Southeast Asia. He married his fiancée Anisha Rosnah in a 10-day ceremony attended by heads of state and royals from around the world. Prince Matin and Anisha Rosnah officially married on January 11th. The official song of the wedding is called Renjana Pengantin Diraja. It was sung with highest appreciation so as to create a solemn atmosphere in this sacred marriage. This royal marriage has caught the eyes of world citizens because of the beauty of the bride. Here in Indonesia, many people, including beauty bloggers and influencers, made a remake makeup of the bride Anisha Rosna using her official marriage song Rencana Pengantin Diraja as the background. The trend, surprisingly, has gone viral.
Rencana Pengantin Diraja. Whoa, that's
Very
a viral
pretty.
song, yeah?
Exactly.
I just knew that, so I will scroll about that.
Pretty,
song.
right?
Yeah.
It sounds pretty too.
Yeah.
It sounds pretty too, the music and everything. So, and the makeup, the viral things, Indonesia, you're the best.
So, all right, that's it for today's episode of the 3-Hour News Show on See Today. As usual, be sure to also follow us on our social media through Instagram, not X, yeah, but X as after this, and YouTube channel, all at See Today News. So, Messi?
Thank you very much. See Today can now be enjoyed in Australia on Foxtel's OTT platform, Flash app, or on Macau Cable TV Channel 84. Or if you're in the Philippines, you can also watch the Converge Vision Channel 58 and Singtel Singapore Channel 15. And if you guys are watching those channels, thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you so much. And for Telkomsel users, you can also watch See Today on the Maxstream app. Don't forget to also tune in again tomorrow, same time, same channel. And be sure to also catch our morning show every day at 6 a.m. My name is Shafira.
I am Sati Permesi.
My name is Mohd Air, and we would like to say,
See Indonesia,
see the world, see today. Bye-bye.
Stay tune terus.
Wih, openingnya Mas Aji keren juga nih. Kepikiran gak sih Mas buat banting setir jadi host?
Waduh, banting setir jadi host kayaknya belum ya. Skill saya masih di sini nih soalnya nih. Yang lain-lain udah di sini nih.
Oke, by the way Mas, aku mau nanya 15 pertanyaan random nih Mas, boleh ya?
Boleh.
Kalau tiba-tiba ada yang nawarin Kunto Aji buat jadi host acara debat capres dengan nominal bayaran yang menjanjikan deh, mau nggak?
Nggak berani saya kalau debat capres ya, karena cukup beresiko. Itu harus bisa memediasi, harus bisa tugasnya banyak tuh, harus bisa mengontrol crowd dan segala macam. Kayaknya saya belum mampu.
Bila diibaratkan secangkir teh nih, seperti apa sih kehidupan Kunto Aji saat ini?
Kehidupan saya saat ini ketika diibaratkan cangkir teh, mungkin cangkir teh yang ada rasa asamnya, ada hangatnya, tapi bisa menenangkan.
Asik.
Antara air putih, teh, dan kopi. Mana yang paling sering dikonsumsi seharian?
Kalau saya air putih.
Oh gitu.
Iya.
Kalau Mas pernah kena asam lambung nggak sih Mas?
Kalau asam lambung, ya kalau saya misalnya telat makan atau saya mau manggung itu biasanya asam lambung saya naik sih.
Kenapa tuh Mas?
Ya karena grogi, karena perasaan apa ya? Sebelum manggung itu pasti ada anxiousnya,